Roman father draw. Na Roman father draw na ni nua ba ko ni Ajimi go heba mesha. And the candidiasis oba white gonorrhea wakwa akoti. Wa wura tokuro boni baba isa ne kan. Syphilis who pains in the penis. Hey, yo pains in the penis. Baba what pains in the penis? Ah. Then the idea na man basa. Sir? And our libido issues. Uni atinka. Ajimi go be mo atinka. Ajimi go. A Roman father drone bia. Father Martins. Baby a ton drove ya kwa so pe Roman father na drone. Opa Ajimi go. Okay. Baby a obenya bibi o promise heba wa ha. Freddie Men's Colinac, Misty heba, Danny heba. E ho nyina bi ho. Baba Isa ready. Superlovec force and go download it. The Superlovec app. You go Play Store, you download it. Auto phone bia Superlovec namwa. You better tell so. There was Samsung, Huawei, Tecno, Infinix, itel. Bibia or your phones auto a mouse SIM card. Auto phone was Superlovec, auto SIM card. Unya call and data for free. Superlovec phone. Auto itel S15 and amount leather watch. If you don't win it TV near the other, your shops and be a pizza at Doom Kedetia. In between Opportunity Bank, the MTN office or I feel Sofo line, your KNUS is up. As for your shop or your shops on kind. Sunyan in it, Takra, the year baby, Jumanum, Superlovec phones for 02078312006. 02078312006. Superlovec phone for don't cancel away what you have to. Me bacho u free fia. Bomodia say obe call Roman Hill. Kumasi Roman Hill bacho amam for many ncheo. O call adwumadi bi koso. Roman Hill o say ope ade Cadlas building no any solid FM ne hwe animu. E on a Lord Healthcare for Omni Save Your Liver Foundation akabom. Omo ye free hepatitis B screening. Bra never said the obra bonus it here. And your friend liver no. Ya news can be a near Tofo. Save Your Liver Foundation. Lord Healthcare. Save your liver and live longer. 02025437754. 02025437754. Lord Healthcare. And save your liver. Baba, why are you ready? I can't know. And now when you're ready,
I'm ready, pa.
And you're Alaska. You found Alaska Star. Now, what them what then or what you wallpapers. David. Chum. It was amount them or design be anywhere. What's a ope? So I am ranted them.
Yes.
I'm ranted them there. Send no me ma call ABJ. Wa ko go near me
Of course.
That's right. To call ABJ na near my and they say kwa Alaska. Udu Alaska. The uye nyina say ma Alaska hu se waba. Na wo ba ye no ba be wallpaper de akwa ko sisi wo dem. Wallpaper no. Say we say baba kwa wo timbe.
Me your remedy.
Okay.
Madrid, yes.
Nti wo just over here white and there. White
no,
na bibi hand. Nti obema wallpaper white with design kama. Nti obi pio dem wo tim sa say de wa wura him fie papa bi. So what I say? Ti ko Alaska war adum opposite boss Saben Prudential Plaza no. Na Alaska number near 0554114878. 0554114878 and 0268419596. 0268419596. Alaska call we are baby Germany, Canada, Spain, US no akwa wallpapers yaba. Only Ghana's #1 original wallpaper center, Alaska Star Enterprise. One abeko. Enti baby ne hotels, restaurants, churches, banking halls. Me cry the many one rantie so. Bomodia recreational centers near there. Yem penti wo keke. And the Alaska wallpaper no. And baba me mwako. Na me ka se ko ABJ ni ntimi de beso so.
Okay.
ABJ Enterprise, a leading company, deal with brands, electronic appliances. Now the omo yen is TV, gas cooker, blenders, brand new laptop, washing machine, sound systems, fans, rice cookers. Na the account ABJ na beko. ABJ no omo ton bi song. Na the tie ni the mom yes strong ko na make a show yi. Wo baby akwa anya traffic bia ni oduru asem school park new stores ye ben Kumasi Technical University na Cape Poly main gate ho na Alaska se wo ya badwuma na pay nam controller bomodian ne bra ye be ma niam ni bi na wa ye ne kakra sanso ena wo ye sure say o pay be babosome akona de kokon asem convince wo ma ABJ wo mbema obi kama na de ko ABJ enema ye papa ABJ niema no e wo form wo mpemfa so bebre enti kwa asem school park se sei na Africa we said enema te 0560 667 749 0560 667 749 0595 713 661 0595713661. Lawyer Yanko, so.
All right, nti anopay so mraso ye konko phone close so nafe and someone pay edi adin cheche someone pay edi afrisan won ko phone close no ya da hon sama to anim e wo dwumaje no so nsam ne de anopay e doso na emom no de dise fata sautie e na obete ene anopay ketekete man poli bi na kan suo na so yanom akan bu no pa anopay ya tena si ne beto ebo ase atere no ama yenantiefo wo dwumaje no so live on Oyerepa radio Facebook nti anopay so share na uniano enso enya bi etimi ehwe na yebema exciting videos on our Facebook video na down na wash ye share sem afi German Bundesliga no na match day 27 no and na share Friday night football na Hertha Berlin BSC and Union Berlin Airport Olympia Stadion Berlin and a game no etoja and 7:30 and a side game no ebetimi atoja oko coronavirus sports in Platinum and a permanent confirm and for say UK government no adia to just an respect and a broadcast writer and letting me our Premier League no name broadcasters no or come mathematics here senyankopon boa na se Premier League na essential se biema 3 p.m. Saturday games no or demand desa omunyi amo bianya binhwe na se free to air no amo ebetime ay games no amo bia and so matime ahwe and watch no o Liverpool so ya Jurgen Klopp adia to just no Otuo amobia timate senya Premier League players no omunyina na be happy your players bi honoma omobesuro so mbe corporate no so akwakosi akan with COVID-19 pandemic no na obekaya Trodini and Ngolo Kante ayo 2 players omadinsi akan terms amasa yan konkosi akan yo yan ko training bia amana nkofa asem emfa emma osan chemusam Premier League no enye bia Liverpool players no nko ana be happy sir Yentime started Premier League no our beer our see akan our Premier League no man any football ebe pesa Premier League no and some abetime atoa so na oko chief executive officer Emma Timon din and Brighton Hope Acheampong Baba na so ya odi atu dwasa ene no wo hu niema bia eno aya positive dead this Premier League no yebetime abo na oka amo bia tima tiasia se Premier League no abo ebe ama niema nyana tima ko ye teams no sika sem ebetima toto di Jordan Henderson captain ama Liverpool Bobo no na anopay Jordan Henderson say young Cameroon singina hentime enter safety protocols juma various stadia ojo and of training grounds no na ni ajo pa bekaya na no Wednesday no and wo Merseyside club Melwood training facility wo osna ni je papa ohwam niema amatem dia toto kwamo say ne place no ekwa training nyade say omo ebenya how bia no na ni atime ajo ano ay letters if Jordan Henderson so ya eba no pay ya tini na ma wo e wo dwumaje no so na Premier League clubs no yam fan tuja say nyankopon bo next week no training outdoor full training ebetime akoso our Premier League no na odan woni konsam fufuro mu a owura din enem Jemi Redknapp ade atudwa say anwa futuo ana odema FF no say wo say plus no so consensus no ya respect I was say plus ne jawo mo na omo take your decision say I was some static games outdoor any kwan some static games no I was say plus no and so nya say e wo mo ano Jemi Redknapp odan woni konsam fufuro mu a yam fan to anim say okọ Burnley assistant coach and yan one now so ye betodwa so run crano were tested positive for COVID-19 and a prayer studios no and they was send Dika and my boss my Burnley say opening a sign and an usiti no so fear lawyer name nyina ekoye ema papa no a and champion Brian Raritan Abetina Brent Ama Burnley Boboko no and Oduan Sama what the Tuja Oko Carlo John Ancelotti na so ya what metesa Premier League no masa the plus near ready on John Carlo Ancelotti and some ready omunina ehwenim sa ombetime aboa ama Premier League no season 2019-2020 no yetimi awie season no Jordan Henderson say or expected decisions are Trodini and afa N'Golo Kante hatimi ateki sa Premier League no masa ewom sem omo presa koso na ewom se omo 2+ no ekwa training day maso monko also respect sa decision sa 2+ no and so atimi ateki no Manchester United masa COVID-19 pandemic no and in some pa eba kroma na abusuafo say eka omo ade no woman net debt na increase to 429 million pounds and on net debt atimi akosro Manchester United ade no America 3.3 million pounds and no eka from January 1st up to March 31st no amatimi record no pay woman don some no etu enim na no an executive vice chairman edu just massa COVID-19 no yes be tramona football and one no afan to my apartment fra massa sikasam abred am a club no o Manchester United club KCSA massa advert akasia woman ewo any adem no sponsors ning in no massa any man koye e kanu bonus airport match the revenue emma and no come TV right any adem no so tete na FIFA and na FIFA Federation of International Football say anopai yencho mo piantamente say amo campum na fe mo support women football amo pesa man football no enso fa no ntoma pa etimi efra na fe nemo nyina enso etimi koye we COVID-19 pandemic stories anopai ya teatu anim and anopai live on Oyerepa 100.7 FM say show me live on Facebook Oyerepa radio jawaso ya anopai and some phone no na ubie Facebook no what you say ubia abusanfo no obo address na shom aya Oyerepa radio oposi me bebe obo video no ho ya ma exclusive stories na fe o citing videos on our Facebook ya beko England na anopai ya the English stories no atwonem nim se fi ha no yen kan sam no mfra ya shoshone jabronti sports coronavirus impact no abusanfo yam fanto anim se aya time and chances fast food adama and anopai ya de ebre wo na jetenie I also define na about the define time and chances fast food TC na so ya and I was say witime echo na fried rice no diamansa bebrebe na we asu na so properly na and time and chances fast food TC me say ko fried rice ya no one year na fam busuan fredi akoko na me ya kama na edo so kosua ya de kosua na kama san to so hadiama nam no masa so na ya san de kosua kan unya salad cream na fe wanya sauce kama indomie ne akoko nam so chances fast food na me say delivery no cost delivery masa emfa ne babia wo kroma enyuma fo no masa mo be frɛ na time and chances fast food TC or the done no atime abro frɛ number no 0249 030830 024 na your Kronum station me say Otuo station wa won saben kom so nsani fa so your wa ye de adwuma tafo so abusuan for scoreboard junction wa ya brantafo market no scoreboard junction TC wa ye de adwuma time and chances fast food TC opetiti peche na abusuan for yanko England na anopai yamo English stories no so emfa ema more skin a player ema Everton Boboko na Kodano and a Mino Reola ano agent the man di tuja anopai sa enche piano Akodano obetime afri Everton team no was say opa Goodison Parker Akodano born wa hetanya bimbo sa any adede na lot of clubs and an Mino Reola edun koma Akodano in the summer obetono okose jokuna gero na soya in the summer Manchester City ebe face a battle to keep the player essential pay medicine sembi say Inter Milan and after Real Madrid omina team so many pressure Sergio Kun Aguero no amra na amesia kan emfa ema team no na oko Premier League na soya yon fan tuja some medbetu animo some Newcastle United team no Mark Ashley and after Dani Kopiamo ewo inform Amanda Stavley and after Middle East Consortium no masoya abusa for European borders no and Saudi Arabia Public Investment Fund. Omunginano, ultimate Akopen Chromo, and the HMS Premier League, no, Hatima approve takeover, no, and change the announcement, no, and Subetima Atoka, Oko Manchester United, Australia, says Demetia, HMS Manchester United, Boboko, no, Amo Oyerepa, our Bruno Fernandes, and a Paula Billy Pogamo, Sasanko for me anyway, Omo Campom, not much than 50 benefit outdoor P, and a club on the Benya, especially Mason Greenwood, and after Marcus Rodford, and Tony Machano, Omo Plaza, so Bruno Fernandes, a Chaborama Paula Billy Pogba, insightful passes from Paula Billy Pogba, I'm a Mason Greenwood, and after Marcus Rodford, and Tony Machano, Hetime Asher Ghost, no, Manchester United manager, Oligana Social, the Atuja so, the press, no, Oshakwa Faso, Etin Mompomna, and Kofonia Iga says, you know, a better Atuas Nafe, among a good position was said, the Archanim saying Yankupomboa, 2020, 2021, your per team, sir, Amusia account UEFA Champions League, Gnoma, you know, Manchester United, and some more, Wamusia Kai, live on Oyerepa Radio, and your Facebook and Tanapai, Messame Mount exclusive stories, what you say, no fee, Mama was citing videos, not what me Ashe, not Liverpool manager, Jurgen Klopp, at the Atujasa, I don't know, at the Kudientia de Bia, Hotel Tesla and Wa, upon a transit and a channel, and a son was say, or James, and I feel sure to be, Massa no one feel comfortable, Niaman Koye, and for Emano, sounds from Mabakaya, was just see to cry Jana Bobo, enter the piano, upon a transit to know, it's in a action and money comfortable, our Tesla and also, now Jurgen Klopp, you know, and no terms of her, or come we also Beate, says they say open managers are, I'm dresser, I'm a dresser, FM Quafona Massa, and the Mumiam Tintin, no much touchline, and your Joseph Pep Gojola of a Manchester Quano, or your best dressed manager in the Premier League, and after we say, only manager Pia, or dressing ye, Pep Gojola, Liverpool Port, Jurgen Klopp, the Atuja, Sir Abranti Osiakai, I'm a Sevilla, Diego Carlos, no, a Codanium Bonepo, what in Theodoro, and so on a Sevilla, Edun Kamo, Sankodan, and free and Stadio Ramon Sanchez Prejuan, North Amra, Emetemo, and Siakai Matimno, Oligano Social, the Atuja, some Manchester United former manager, Jose Marino, and Tawanto Pia, and now in time was Obekaya in December, 2-1 winner, Manchester United, Enya over Tottenham Hotspur, or Penino, Ebetu, Old Trafford, no Crano, now our company, Echanese Massa, my well room, not there, and Koyo, dressing room, no, Tamotema, a word team, no, Massa, Sometymer CSC, Manchester United Club, and also, or say Koyam Commodore now, Monsrenia Jade, Oko Dimitar Bebatov, Asuya, and Opoya, Dimitar Bebatov, say, or no, or the Futu, and Makai Havet, Sabaya, and Kakai Havet. Antina German bonus league animal Hamam Pempeya Kai Vet Yana Drensa or Abasia Kai Premier League num Omsa Chelsea mo Alpana Chelsea oh did you say Kai Vet no where the next Eden Hazard never no Akodana Tina or Macho ye or the Premier League no one macho no Bomwa a bird and some massa better phone to a pa Etime Efra Guy Pro a player Emma Rema to the Bobo Conona and play who don't want to compare Revolt on Australia Revolt was a young Chomo Piantamente, that's a Newcastle United. Akodani Premier, not from Besiakai. I'm a Newcastle United team now. Guy Bruno, you best Guy Bro, a good player. Now former England star, Joe Cordia Tujason, no, was Siakai. I'm a West Ham United Rambo, our Chelsea Liverpool, after Lille Metropole, Aston Villa, and after Coventry City. Among Siakai, at the moment, the perfect leader, the best captain, John Tay, I'm a friend of JT for short, after John Tay for long, say, I am the best captain. Otuo when they come Miracle of Istanbul 15 years ago. And on play Facebook for Mbaya Tum, now from Yana Shafo, and some on the Piache on Facebook. When him say Miracle of Istanbul, I have 15 years on. Now a day, I live up with supporters, Massa. I'm a rentman fitter. I saw game no, I was for a game. I can't want me. It was 25th May 2005. Now I Milan. and after Liverpool na boy game no Korea 3-3 na Maldini on the first minute no was first goal ama Milan team no Hernan Crespo abayen me no 39th and 44th minute and sample and 54th minute no Giroud abate no ba Steven Gerrard da sama make Smesa abenya second goal na fe Alonso and some third goal na take ama Liverpool team no na yam fan tuta say game no a travel to penalties no and acquire 3-2 on penalties hoja wani akọ Liverpool so ya omotima de kokoma nem na Hernan Crespo Sisi Reese and Smesa omotima bo penalties no na Reese bo ne penalty dia etime atoko na hwe Milan squad ejina mu na Edita Kafu Jab Stamp Alexandre Nesta afi unya Paulo Maldini na captain not jersey number 3 Andrea Pirlo no jamo not jersey number 21 unya Renati and Gennaro Gattuso no asen jersey na opo game clearance Sidorf Siakai Kaka Andrew Shevchenko and afi Hernan Crespo when the players omitimi Siakai Emma Milan team no okọ Liverpool so jersey Dudek at the possible na Stefanan Edjomika etimi Jinamo Sami Hepia Esiakanepi Jimmy Tuari Ejinamo Xavi Alonso Luis Garcia Steven Gerrard on an captain jersey number 8 after John Anne Reese etimi Esiakai after Renati and Harry Kane Ejinamo Milan Barros and some Esiakanepi when the players Jinamo ama Liverpool team no on Facebook sa game no ya dia tuwa obeko no kwa kochepi abusa from Miracle of Istanbul no kochepi what a comeback for Liverpool Manchester City star Bernardo Silva sara ebi ana Manchester City supporter and ya woda masa woni atimante oda and ya to se hwe men now ama komo mu esanse UEFA Champions League omokonya 2-1 ewo bia ya anu ya Santiago Bernabeu no masa omunya nwie so na Madrid Airport Champions League masa ya mo abenim sam ya ponwa eni kwanse uta anom some Bernardo Silva at the Ejano play na Professor Asevenga wakasa for financial fair play no na ose odioti opening se clamsa abusan from dominate Europe today no omanyina no omo invest into their clubs emra na financial fair play bia anyhow and ankofo no timi enjoy na ochemu sa ene clamsa omo ebre our Europe na financial fair play no a prevent omo sa omo ebetimi invest a lot say masa dia club no e generate no and one level club no point in the question okofasika every baby ebe rock club no and am clubs no be ehuna man Professor as a finger letters I don't know na oda wani ko Bernardo Silva na so ya anopay yam fan tuja Bernardo Silva say I don't know right decision and what am taking on Bernardo Silva jonim and say Pep Guardiola masa mara ono obedu bia and you sit no say ekwan Pep e for so the game no different from any other manager was your boy now so adapted to system opinion or boy no now some bonomote na fe uramo no boy jumaten na fe nema ekoye man so urano and what urano say until live on Facebook Oyerepa radio on Facebook for no abusu for best Miracle of Istanbul no makan SMP monfanto so mame what say emra ukwa konya Milan and Liverpool game no what a game na yan crown game and a pay because Spain na ya juma I was Spain I'm on live on Oyerepa 100.7 FM na a job party where ya dama and on a pay what ye cost Spain afa ya the Spanish stories no and also ama wo engagement rings no kwa jaba so ye na kokko TV me se kawa no abusan for papa na wo mun nyina no a job so ye and na was so engagement rings papa no kote afa word na ya rings no kwa koto e wa job so ye promise and fancy rings obajepi e wa job so ye me se kawa no abusan for ya koda and now person una kawa or be fancy ring ni andade kojepi kawa no arena tro o ko policy e di ama kawa no enko wo biem ama opposite trade DP egu kawa no so a nyina mo a job party where be na kama ama a job house our drum pamper the second street no so a job family house o mensha traffic light na so na busa se wo hen jobi amekacho me so tu mensha traffic light na busa se o sha bi o D for some ya kwanta pa e wo no e ho a ene a double family house no call na kwaje kawa panyina ewo a jabba jiwa ya so ye 0332 026708 0332 026708 0277 104 488 0277 104 488 a jabba jewelry, home of quality beautiful accessories. So I want me ashe ama melan team no ye cosplay na Frank Dion ade atojo say ono no we're ready for the La Liga semra na only from Netherlands no must no Otuo hat entem shape no ho this time around Liga no and some chance here obet me aboa ama bonsa and some akon ede akomanim okọ entamala so ya abusuanfo mo say anopaye nchem say Samia Mtiti awsi akan ama bonsa timnya se bia Samia Mtiti no ama fa boy no permanent o ama pasam ama fa boy no loan na mam no ama sanka ama bonsa 40 months senya se bia or sika ka Samia Mtiti one ba fa Lautaro Martinez no eye nsemu a Inter Milan and some other two bonsa nim okọ bonsa midfielder and two dancer yenchemo piantamente so no aturo vidano opesa otena bonsa team num irrespective say okọ Inter Milan so ya one airport no court and on court. I'm very happy and comfortable in Barca. Of course, I want to continue. Now I'm more prepared than ever. And now I am Samoa and to Vida at the Eltuja. Now Lautaro Martinez and I call Histo Strike of Nasuya. Histo Strike of the Atuja Sarai on Juju our Barca players. Okonya Samia Mtitimo, Okonya Clement Longlemo, Luis Alberto Suarez mo, our Lionel Messi mo, Timnum football, John Quanono, Entem Akodano, Eko Barca. Masobesua JP akodani obia so nya line on Messi na ane jina one team no mo bra a JP no besua Atletico de Madrid say anopai yankamo obia ntemente say Thomas Lemano say crowd akodano not for say yandio so mo Thomas Lema Diego Pablo Simeone say Otuo Thomas Lema musa Thomas Lema a lot to offer the club oko Ellen Brown Haaland and Australia ono a player ama Dortmund Boboko no na anopai openibi boko dana so na moda wani ko revolt na so ya wase ko dana star no aita original ntumutu Ronaldo phenomenon no wase sana quality akwa no ko so epion bro no akwa na ho dan e wani mo ni goals a osha no I say original ntumutu Ronaldo phenomenon na otudia sa akodano so manage no ye na fenema ko ye e man wonim so Brazilian icon ya de Erling Haaland e compare no onya 83 goals in 127 games for Real Madrid. Yanko Italy defender Giorgio Chiellini na so ya onom a player ama Juventus team no na adiatuja sa Oyerepa in 2014 World Cup in SMP and the team see here Luis Alberto Suarez ekra ekanonia jate na ose sa game no on make Edison Cavani every game no or your draw pin to no the rent me fisa game the pirata na Clement Lenglet and yebusa na masa referee wonam Samuel Mtiti ne say na city and was hwe na wia so bia ne wonama obetima kasa otena medaha ama jet wotena masa ade becheme anasam meko na mom no donim and say ono no new manager and atima ba ono na prefer say way and also start a plus way and airport game we mo and etna brent on the problem bia we to run again and Samuel Mtiti na mom no our GDS and also the chance ebetime apa Ashraf Hakimi agent team and a Kamano na Kamano di tuja Mr. Kamano say Ashraf Hakimi a best right back we are Sisia was open number 2 papa amasa kwana jopo no bra masa na America Otuo ne crossing a expert to me at no ball position pia ni edge no and some from one irrespective say Trent Alexander-Arnold Edromodino still a yakodanity and Ashraf Hakimi and a best we are say was only no shana in a 3-4-3 formation and Lucien Favre Apple our Dortmund no akodano with no process of a position left back with me right wing and no massa baby play and Lucien Favre with Timothy Paul or show goals 7 goals and after what me 10 assists now when and at my Saturday I feel into akodano we are say a right back now or young Jetro Pia Mr. Kamano on Ashraf Hakimi oko Everton Australia and a play young fan tuja says Jean-Claude Todibo teams outdoor and a airport Kodana a boss a player a Polon I'm a Shaka 04 team no and a play Jebbercham say Everton early the race no for Jean-Claude Todibo Meko Italy and Maria was playing no na before sir me the Italian stories na ebe born pay no I mean France down and Dr. Mensa of Dr. Mensa Hair Park Clinic on Facebook also call Nothing one enjoy videos out on the exclusive stories and also air to him na Dr. Mensa say o kochi anopay on the Guinness deponation him when your manane be how or say bra nothing ya diana on some from our so tell city on my dear and found to one our and Seattle into a stroke hepatitis B hypertension after a war and a Emma asthma ni dunya sexually transmitted infections after prostate and I can say diabetes so ya menstrual disorders kidney no problem Dr. Mensa of Dr. Mensa Hair Park Clinic ababo na kofa by na kofa Sameng Retimum Herbal Powder atimi aba ay immune system booster so no mo ababo ama honam na jojo so Sameng co capsules betu ko kwase Sameng black powder efi bi wo yam no ebe ye de free ho na for reduce cholesterol no Sameng amana pro capsules eboa amwa broduma ye ewo empem enkran pompone mantam ho Madina Zonko Junction, a man FM Dynum, and your Sunyane, your Presby Junction, and the Old Municipal Hospital, no, Eti and Shadimo, na Yebatim, come on, 024 5958 768 024 5958 768 0501 500 442 0501 500 442 free. Dr. Mensa of Dr. Mensa Hair Park Clinic, Nafe, Yamankoye, and for Emma Store, live on Oyerepa 100.7 from Yako, Italy. Na enter defender Danilo de Ambrosio, sir, or your Jumatay after some Okopiama COVID-19 or what's not fake a car, Masan trouble bone of trouble into a Chinese obey a shining heart, Nafe, Sunday morning, and some ultimate frost in the season, and so out to us. You don't Danilo de Ambrosio, sir, or poor Ama enter, and some Nako at your name, David Zapacosta, a player, amateur team now, now David Zapacosta, make an assembly or loan. Our Roma team that's one disappointing season. Our Roma team still Roman penning for some more juju. Our David Zapacosta Musa Ambasama another chance. Our team Nafe Wapua ama team non Kanko and some team Ako Oko Rupin coach and Australia AC Milan. I'm gonna fry pack Adun Kobo how can Yepa I'm trying to some player no I'm gonna be Jamo I'm a team no Tottenham Hotspur star Sven Vertohen young fan to them send a contract in the next month. That's a partner here na Serie A clubs omutia kotana jese na katua original ehuru mo kakra onim sam appointed no oje 2.7 million pounds which is 3 million euros a season na sasika no 50,000 pounds a week ehuru na sa clubs womo airport kotano na Italy abusia for kowa Jemenseka HMC say the heritage authority no anya give the green light no some local Italian clubs omusia kan our San Siro na so kwa konya AC Milan and am afeni Inter Milan ometima chance and some letime assist stadium no ano a letters and no efro aba Sami Khedira ono de ono Ronaldo Jomasia kan awo Real Madrid say o Juventus no amusia ka say o kan mo Piante Sam Ronaldo the legendary Akwana Masa or ye extraordinary footballer or say we a fantastic person or say Saonia Kodano Timba Kumwa adio peye ama wo Masa ni ekosia kan and some pino can show or two pets no so or the nay amaya juma course no eba na awotidisa or popo until 40 years Sami Khedira I don't know now 10 years on this day 22nd May 2010 Obekaya Jose Mourinho otimenya trouble with Inter Milan team Jose yamu baso anopai na Tangai Kosi abusa for okopai sensema na so akotano amotwa senka professional contract no ama 17-year-old defender na fem Westente ama team no na so anopai Jamaica HMC oko other clubs aso yan komodeno hatime akwanim yepa wanhwe ya na akotano akosia kan enso ama team for the likes of AC Milan lom afi RB Leipzig Barca amongina teams Tangai Kosi amotwa nem se amonsa hebetime akan kojano Italy head coach Roberto Mantini dia tudasa Nicolo Zaniolo akotano opo develop abaya extraordinary player and there ohia and some managing ye na Milan first choice striker next season anopai enhwemubia maye HMC Luka Jovic no abetoja onko abeko na sia tetesa Milan. I'm a first try striker. Abaya Luka Jovic and Yankopomboa. Akotano, Aberamo, our Milan team. Meko Germany. No fe. Yeah, Juma. I was Germany before, sir. Meko Germany. No, Abusan for your Italian stories na Albano. Na on the borrowings of Brosaba Electricals and your Italian stories. No, a brew war. Na Obeko. Mese like the Papa Chroma dear. Nina. Our Brosaba Electricals. Chandelier light. Corner light. Wall light. Garden light. Gate light. Ceiling light. LED light. Open 3 watts. 6 watts. 9 watts. 12 watts. 18 watts. And answer 24 watts. Bedside lamp. Spotlight. Open LED light. Blue and answer white. Open steady lamp. Open LED flight light. Open screen holder. Stanton fan. Orange and a brand. No. Remove Stanton fan. Ceiling fan. Air conditioning fan with USB. Socket outdoor gold. And answer switches. Cables outdoor 1.5 mm up to 16 mm digital video recorders. Open 4 channels, 8 channels, and answer 16 channels. Hey, your boss about electricals, I swear, yeah, and I open all kinds of solar lamps and accessories. No, Brother JP, I do what's about building, no more, and your what? Yeah, dear Juma 0322 030838 0322 030838 0541 125 339. Now, Oko Germany, young our Germany, boss player Jayati, HMS Frank Beckenboy, and Ili Hornets, Nankupabwa Bayern, and the entrance Frankfurt game on Saturday, Betoja, our Alliance Arena, no, Frank Beckenboy, and Afe Uli Hornets, Abako, Akobo, money, Akonhuma, and no a letters, if free Bayern, I swear, Eban pay, Bayern all for Leverkusen, Edmond Tasoda, the HMS Oko Amaswaya, Masakoda, Montono, and Manako, BNT boss.
Thank you very much. And yeah, Kai Sobeko Ojes for her. Na anazo be pomuno ni bi.
Yes.
Ojes chako powder. And no a year for detoxification. Yes, say a woodro no dosun. Ya no one no near me bit matete so ama system na ye kama. And yeah, pe Ojes chako powder no ma a trapo chemicals ne toxins and the poisons all body no nyina afin so from a yem bad breath if any halitosis and afe kidneys and fancy ye causes a cure stomach ulcer and I prevented diarrhea. So yeah, people just for us are the GS capsules number and the memoir so ye kama. Yeah, diabetes, syphilis, gonorrhea, and chlamydia, hepatitis B in the ifrio or just Gallimore herbal mixture. No, the almighty no a food supplement. No, my idea, there be now system near strong. Antioxidants like A, C, and E, a food supplement. And ya pe Ojes Gallimore nibi. And Ojes CMP capsules so mema and one day kama womb. And the bema bia na was also what no Ojes CMP capsules in a herbal balm. No di ama bibia koso kama. Or the massage robbe swa. Baby a pain will be a back pain, joint pains near the ending in a beko. FDA. I didn't know you to my register say a year. Do you see new site? I want to just over be a 200 Drubia Subina or just family 548 826 380. And Kokabna full Abiano pay or near Dijuman Bomas. Good morning. I'm 100% in support of Michael Ballack. Dear Semna Michael Ballack. As a Michael Ballack and I'm Michelle Ballack or say Virgil van Dijk or a lucky. Nane luck now when you say it's lucky to play in an era where there is no Didier Drogba. There's no Thierry Henry, there's no Wayne Rooney, there's no Robin Van Persie, there's no Carlos Tevez, there's no Emmanuel Adebayo and Diego Costa in the Premier League. No wonder they think he's the best defender in the world because there's no striker to bully him. We be quiet controversial statement from Michel Ballack because Obisubeka said there's Aguero, of course there's Harry Kane, and there are other people. There's Aubameyang and then others. And also Ewoho. But Ochia, the best defender, Ochia Baba Musa champion, Duncan, Pato Landry and Tim Afolabi, Mr. Afolabi all the way from Columbus, Ohio. Afolabi, good morning to you, sir. And as from Ponce, I'm watching live from Buenos Aires in Argentina. A passport, a more de keke. Awuja K. Delali, I'm watching live from Brekum Abdo Diane Di Maria. I say, good morning, Mr. Otuo. I'm watching live at Chronom. I can't stay without you, your show. I really love especially your voice, and kudos to Baba being part of the White Angels. My regards to my mom, Hajia Aisha, inside Wenchi. Also, every famous systems that you're putting all things together, you can clearly understand that quality is bemused, and I vehemently agree with Ricky. that Kotoko shouldn't sit and let it go because Enyefe is killing Ghana. God bless Acheampong. Greetings to Jibo Kano Votek FM and my lovely Oyerepa Presla Nanama Puku of Tabia Heba. Oyerepa Efrinyame Ampa Ene on the show this morning. And some no Dawson. Of course, we are looking at the verdict, the decision by Mrs. Efia Sewa Asaribochi, Justice of the High Court, delivering on the issue of Emmanuel Crotty versus Asante Kotoko. What are the real issues? And some womb Crotty was cross-examined. There's the same and Emmanuel Crotty Okaye. Then Georgie, you would so did deliver this extraordinary verdict. It's a verdict. Nipado Duana no. If he said she did a good work, but the case of Emmanuel Crotty, PO Box 33 Jamestown Accra versus Asante Kotoko Sporting Club, Baba Sports Stadium, Asukwa Kumasi, series number GJ661/2018. Okay, I know I want some kakra ewaha. Who is what is certain with the Professor Acheampong Cancer Committee is that Asante Kotoko will be different in terms of structure, development, and player welfare. Matters arising. Government's Medical Advisory Committee receives report from GFA to decide fate of football season. And the issues of stimulus packages near the but ESCO member George Amuako Mewa Fakufia Mwako was say football can start in the next 2 months. Football can start in the next 2 months. Okay. And Ura George Amwako, whether you agree with him or not, yes, he's the chief executive officer of Asante Kotoko. Not just that, also an executive council member. So his words should obviously carry some weight. Also, an estimation, a calculation in the next 2 months. Allow clubs to apply for stimulus packages as SMEs. Nanaya Amponsa. Nanaya Amponsa said, GF Inyai Club will be a was on grata and put up a proposal, and then why you are convinced, he said, Unyam free abanho. Nefako as an SME, as a small medium enterprise. Nefako lawyers of former Black Stars coach Kwesi Appiah will present third letter demanding a salary. Arrest the GFA and Friday, May 22. And then more from the Hearts of Oak 3-member committee investigation. Larger can be to send reports to the board next week. Bavawa, Chazie. Famiti Dukwasem.
Hey, I like the headlines now. Odiamaya no pay no.
Okay.
Yeah, because there are some very, very interesting issues.
Okay.
Na umaya konya na yenso ya hese yenso biti makanti.
Akwanya na wo ho yenko.
Na tama yedi kan justice na uka na asem no. Na ne court hono na hold the papa.
Mrs. Efia Sewa Asaribochi.
Yes.
And not Justice Efia of the High Court.
Yeah.
Yes.
Court hono hold it. Na lawyer Kofi Bentel. Na man person of one Akoto. Mpacho minim so nim no a yesi a friend Akoto.
Minim pa.
Na ye to no kwatwe box nim no ginam.
I think the IT guy or no accountant na baako.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Na ye to mano na watu aba. Na tama crosses and law mu a one aspect very interesting pa. Especially court. Some person would enjoy court proceedings now. One of the aspect because the information is back. Now, tama ye tiba could be say lawyer Kofi Bentel catch the court to say
why a court reporter?
Kotoko ama abrante Emmanuel Crotty ne life ayebasa akwanya Kotoko di kota afaso no ama ne life ayebasa na nanka Crotty wo potential et say players bi nti say Asamoah players bi nti say Makelesian obobo wo top Ghanaian players Ofo se krotesu was a potential se be yo musu du ye no ka krotesu be du ho bi na emu me kotoko na ama krote anko duru ho ho na kote akroto ebusa ne se lawyer government nkyere no enyina so a ma wode kasa asem no ma no emfato ho evidence kyere se anka krotesu ebetime duru sa point no
Gabiem de okan ye
say lawyer government I say I put to you who akoto say kotoko na ama krote life aye basa life aye rimsika na de ntia krote life aye basa ni nyina ne say ka krote no potential say ka say sasamojan potential to say Michaelson these two players na lawyer no bo omudin na mum kotoko akwa omudi krote afaso ema ne life aye basa ema baby akase ko bobo no kokodu no krote entimi ankwa nkoduru ho enti akoto anu ya ode ma lawyer Bentel ne say lawyer
Maminka judge ho asem kakra nche.
That's right.
Kakra
judge Efia who say friend Efia
Justice Efia Sewa Saribotwe
Justice Efia Saribotwe
Zariki
legend
mona mukaya asem musa makasem de asem kaide Nedino strike bibi time wa anas here in investigations no about judges no Oka asem mpanyimfo no chief justice ne ade o say ewom say wa ye adwuma we about judges but there are some judges in this country or try Harry or try it didn't work na impone omo crack for no e ka tre won say e ka tre ne say
don't
me boss we dey try on few and obo won mudi say Ghana for na wo mo ase one of them is this woman we are talking about today.
Wow.
Justice Efia Sewa Saribotwe.
Let's say man verdict.
Yeah. It's important that we underline, really underscore this. Omo believing in records, no names are Anas Ebo Samre no ebene Justice Kwesi Boachi High Court wa Samre no Justice Bright Mensah High Court Accra, Justice Constance Hometou High Court Accra, Justice Georgina Mensah Dacha High Court Accra, Justice Jennifer Dodu High Court Accra, Justice Efia Sewa Saribotwe High Court Accra, and Justice Antonio Pong High Court Accra. Okay, and you know, this just by the way, now me mama how credible. At least according to Anas, how credible. Onona otna say delivers the way. To ask them to.
Tama, enti ehona lawyer Kofi Bentil sa to ball akoto bi say, I put it to you akoto. Say, mo kotoko. Mo anya ade na efe ni due diligence. Tama on kai say kote issue e ba due diligence ye we da.
Bro for
aba dominate say, mo anya due diligence. Na nan kase ka mo say player no on experience or contract. And sana mode ko fa no
ono ne kind kote de no onim niwa
tama fa question we say there
na between Clote and Kotoko one ne was who's on experience or contract
seka according to lawyer ne there kese Kotoko na wo fa kuta
na mimi buza say Clote no de ono no ko sign contract or experience na no ne wo no ono de no onim because o use we be so say na Clote ye onko school
was it onye learned
onye educated
yeah
enti emasa okay
na sa enti kese ka Kotoko no a wo no we institution
mumu
kese ka mo check na mu
okay that's fine
enti ehona wo say akoto na adwuma wo ye Kotoko ni esen
akoto na ye the IT manager there osaye menima akoto dada no ye accountant and deputy
okay
but I think he's now the club license manager IT zane manema no
tama
ni na
Kotoko so mo hwe boy sergeant mani I don't know
I know him
but so mo bua no schooling more
e dia so mama ma akoto fans kakra onim say koye exams on the first IT ade no on the akoto ne first
oh no wonder
on ko di first
no wonder
but on sa e tro letter na
asemba ho
ale you want ko dey ekosiki akoto ye kan ya wo kakra ona zakra Gideon balance don e tro ye
but am seriously this gentleman ese Kotoko mo ni ko ne ho
okay
on say ya na nkofo de sere Kotoko say omni obi I think Ashford started this way and got to where he is today. Say omo bua no a Kotoko will have their.
But I think he's had opportunities. They almost so far.
Yes, and he needs to get more opportunities and then.
And we're educated well now because I'm saying some few years ago now, meaning say Ugusoko
school now.
Yeah.
On because Tama, according to information, no, he's schooled like Kofi Bentil on the I don't know influence TMS. That's what I can say. Lawyer. TMS no.
When you're lawyer, some way TMS, me what? When you're lawyer,
TMS. No, then the call Musen TMS no yeah Juma. A betchere player no, baby o free ba, and this Nadia, and Afe, or betchere and say Kotoko no as an institution no. Quite as almost fast to the register player no. Nina almost fast so pepe. If you find one, she say who pay player be ITC who through the mother association no they can request from the other association and see account something Kotoko did through the GFE again if you find one say federation is or there is ITC ni bansa one farmer after 14 or 15 days no what me requested for a provisional ITC something Kotoko also did and he opeso lawyer who say Kotoko cannot be hanged on sa and also so now you say what the Kofi Bente church for my moja back pram ni say to
when they say ubusa asem we ya no we dey on for the thing
tama we so school no we so we ya no adwuma
no akoto tene manase
ya o say ya say na o kira de na say lawyer judge ni to no de ne pen no e bo ni table no so ka and obusa Kofi Bente say judge ni obusa Kofi na o client no ka san say mo nyina a kire o
on ka say Kofi what can Mr. Benton? Obeka say be Mr. Benton. And our council.
But I hang court.
Okay.
Oh, Kotoko enya obi media me manager no.
Okay.
So asem we nyina say the kukuru ya no. It is now emerging say there's somebody within the Kotoko setup. At least what's the rudiment of the game.
Okay.
At least the administrative aspect no anka cranka say building no ye man ebi na wo ka say wo sua de bebre at least mimi nim no de ba wo nim no de wo be kan
mimi no pa
me de be adwuma and obetima boa Kotoko dachi a lot of other issues are about up
because we will talk about the judgment today
itself and some of the cross with time even when the judgment here can was no me kaka
na court or court
court.
Don't they and cross examine you? Also was cross examine.
Also was cross examine.
By Kotoko lawyer no.
Yeah, by Kotoko lawyer no. Ni nyina so dem di baba. There's a gentleman who born in this here. We are intro here.
They here.
They are court no. Or report to mine no.
Ah, sir. Me born dey.
Who be din
edin dey we no so na edin bi wa Joaquin Basin.
There be
Richard Akotodi ne wa na on the TMS manager for Kotoko. Introducing Bobidin.
Yeah, Bobidin Mikaya
on this cloth issue.
On this verdict now. Yeah, no what media or the abano or my update ni. Yeah.
And the minimum
also yes he did a fantastic job. Now of filing cases no be court no be uraha no be just say or boy enti some of the work no on ya to no team up.
And yeah.
Omo ye adwuma na enei ede enije kase say abre Kotoko abusuakuro no a e ko so nti tama say
na o kan ade no a
we read verdict
o kan ade no Kotoko were prepared.
Ricky, actual bulletin.
They were really prepared for this one. Now, idea money quite strange. Anyhow, Kotoko managed to put up documents to win this case because asem down and yasem getwa. For instance, Abrantie Kroti, Diana or say. That by refusing, failing, or neglecting to respond to a letter from FIFA regarding plaintiff's transfer, the defendant caused plaintiff to lose his license to play professionally and thus rendered him unemployable since 2015, causing plaintiff great financial loss and further loss of opportunities as a professional footballer. First one, or say. enam krata bia FIFA trouble kotoko an respond no eno ne awie ne se amuakone wa
amuakone adu
zamina wo so
sabe we dey sami dey tama ko bisa sami
ukrom ya che region no mienza na na ultimate tipi che nyine
o da bi ho dey twi nkwa no mo kan
okay
o sa side ho dey twi nkwa
okay ba what bedo do say me bu ba bia wa ha na manwo na de so so
na so no kuma sia wo betina ha nyende
na Rick Zepachina no te so nim be ba ko
Rick no he say or identify with Cape Coast more
on Ricky
legend
David Donto bube mienu to get to abeso to abeso
that mami membu mi dey
otwankwa dwa
ne wo makọ ne wo makọ
okay say to abeso mami ari amajuma no kwa ajibio aka the first one say was in the awie nzamu akoni adu yi kotoko na aye
tama meka ehwo asem bi akere wo
na krata bia FIFA trouble kotoko kotoko an respond to that letter eno ne ko fa ansem ni nyina ba na time kotoko tro ewie register ani wie ye no Esperance for ekobo FIFA amane no FIFA trouble letter bi bre kotoko enya no
yeah.
That was the first one. Case nenye easy sir.
Case radio.
Was say Sadia no and ako lead to 180,000 na. FIFA so oni kotoko de ntua. No ndesa no kan no anga say so ni ntua ho.
There be
was FIFA say oni kotoko de ntua.
Yeah.
That the defendant Asante Kotoko owed the plaintiff wages and salaries plus bonuses for the period he has been unable to apply his trade as a footballer. Professor Mano Bakono no say Wabobo na sika ko benya ni pay salaries bonuses na ade ni nyina no Kotoko entry damages to be assessed at the time of judgment and the defendants then from cost no so ho. Now the case of the plaintiff and a judge na dey just say by way of introduction or to refer almost to Ghana legal the GLR case be lawyer for name say this can between 1989 and 90 Akume versus Kuma. Akume versus it was held that the trial judge cannot and ought not to invoke the provisions of a statute or indeed any other material matter which had not been expressly pleaded by a party. Ti asem na wo ba be ka ho asem no judge ne say asem obi amfa man anim on ka bi no na be ka asem ama de mo de aba no
ene ye ka ho asem
he gave others Adam versus Ado, Seraphim versus Amwansechi, Board of Directors of Orthodox Secondary School of Peki versus Talma Abels, Bebre, Azam Bebre.
Lawyer no ye adwuma, judge no ye adwuma.
Sanom ye no. Thus, I shall proceed to state the case of the plaintiff relating to the facts contained in the statement of claim and reply. Was say, per his statement of claim, the plaintiff says that he's a Ghanaian.
Yes.
In Kra, a branch and Koboy and Wakan was why a Ghana near Esperance signing in 2012. Now, Ugusu born ball on one and we'll call loan. I'm call loan Al Dafra. UAE in the year 2013.
Yeah.
After the loan in the year 2015, the plaintiff says the defendant asked for his professional service. Kotoko baso mo peno. And one of the refer omo to the agent. And the agent no mu no me no the contract ben was sign here. And the kwanya kotoko fa so say ko pay ITs ne den the oni mo we. Asante kotoko so.
No tama. Na you make us say akoto school Kofi Bentel on the TMS how
okay.
It works.
Okay.
As I say we go through the TMS system no. Na a contract no. The TMS system doesn't generate the contract itself. And the Kotoko wouldn't have known send the contract no. I can be with Esperance and I say Nkabi.
Okay.
Now
I know
but I could be no Cyprus they no buy do baby me boom.
Okay. And after a lengthy delay, Asemna mu Kotoko enya no ntem. A trainer almost so edu omode koye. The burden of proof and a judge in the betray say, Krote, asama odi aba nyina no. Section 11 of the Evidence Act of 1975, NRCD 2323, or say, for the purposes of this decree, the burden of producing evidence means the obligation of a party to introduce sufficient evidence to avoid the ruling against him on the issue. What do I say? Kokotwa. Una obetching this. Una abetching. The kotoko yeah and unti. Ama and they will say a review someone konya doing. Na me catch out. So one to me and prove ya my evidence ya. Asem bia na nkobua. Chono so me ma ho example kan ya okujeto a black have number 2 versus attorney general. Aka versus Pega.
Yes.
Enye akai.
Say eno president cases and dada.
Eno na EBS odi be gina so aka na sem.
Yeah.
Koso. Okay, Zaki. Ma na me ya we now nu. Edu bi to aso fa de ebrem no ma to aso.
Na Ocha White anyway.
Echa White.
Na say judge for no mo church no bu so mo church White because
we che bia be ba be frɛ wa ko.
Si bia o church no mo no. O za ka unya White TV na ka.
Yeah, court interpreter.
Legend mashomu kakra. Na I think say u ready ye pa na. Kuloten sem na mo de koma court ni nyina no. It borders on negligence on the part of Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Sheni nyina Klote fair to say Kotoko as an institution, they were negligent. And the legend said, what's page 13? Baby, omotre the substantive matter. Page 13. Baby, omotre substantive matter na. Obeti case na siye pa. And premise in baby na wo free ba no. Se na wo kire de Klote e de kuma court no. When he felt to say at that point in time, Esperance, a report to Kumasi Asante Kotoko to FIFA no. Omo ka kire FIFA say, omo player friend say eye Emmanuel Klote assign the ama club bi omo nim ho hwe. At that time na FIFA e kire de break Kumasi Asante Kotoko bet utie de Klote na e kana. At that point in time, when FIFA wrote to Kumasi Asante Kotoko, no, Kotoko didn't even respond. So, no, me negligent when it comes to that aspect. Now, overshare page 13, one legend, so Obako Hamia
13.
Page 13. Baby, your mattress, the substantive matter, no?
13, okay.
Yes, the substantive matter. Se what Ruananka, ya deka crown.
Me wo.
One year no.
Me wo,
Okay. Was said this case is rooted in the thought of negligence. In such an instance, it is quite right that the plaintiff would have to prove the 3 elements of negligence being present. These are for the plaintiff to prove on a balance of probabilities that the defendant what bulletin or hosa and you know Kloteno Edema court on say Kotoko as an institution they've been negligent in some of the aspects in their course so when a transfer anymore. Now, say Kotoko as an institution if they were negligent there, then I was a Klotemum and a prove you why Kotoko as an institution no mere negligent. Klote as an individual no, there some bano. One in lawyers they would have to prove to the court why are Kotoko in that manner, in that instance, no Kotoko no mere negligent.
Negligent, anything.
As Wobu and Yagu Bibu, so as I didn't find one.
I need the never saw
One year, the never saw Yas or now ya. When I would tell I say, I didn't know, woman, I would tell in actual I say, run, I was so plain. One play that room. And I go fast, and I go fast, and I day, Abba. And to measure that hairline, I said the substantive matter, no. No, some mamma Nico, and I'm sure substantive matter, and don't pass on my kafasa issue, no. And legend, no more changing, and I say, Klote issue not the ban, say Kotoko as an institution, I am negligent here. And if that be the case, I was saying, Emmanuel Klote, no, or any lawyers, prove you why Kotoko as an institution, or my negligent in the case.
Akoto was the principal witness to when Smua appealed against Yusuf Abdulaziz's decision, which went against them. Smua Asford had won the initial case for Kotoko, but Smua appealed required that Akoto made an appearance to be cross-examined, and he excelled. Okay.
The same Akoto no.
Yes. I think that was a landmark one. We cried an international.
International.
And
This guy. Come on, any opportunity I'm seeing who nay.
Oh, na Akoto so the obeso huna.
Say me minimum.
Akoto ni hunye hunza.
No, but
Ni hunye hunza abeso hunye. No ntimi nya ohwe o. Na abeso hunu no. Me what ase. Me just say Akoto no. Ntimi nya ohwe.
Ba say wa down for no.
Oh, me edi nkomo.
Na me miss me.
Ba me chese ntimi nya ohwe o.
Eti legend atis
Samfo pa ni gwagwa nkwa.
Ya me Adomba.
Ai.
Wow.
Ntia na ubezo.
Me say na wo ni ye Adamfo ahenkwa na Adamfo na minimum ni.
Na say wo no da bia no.
obi ata.
Ba cho de kokwa.
Eti legend say Osha from the substantive matter na omoka ho asem na.
Hey, asem be so na ta ba yi serikiti.
Legend miti.
Asem fufuro so asaba ha o.
Eno ye de.
Ada $1 million na.
There be say John Kufuor granted bail for biting girlfriend.
Girlfriend.
John Kufuor some guy no.
Former Kotoko defender.
Yeah.
Say waka ni girlfriend.
Waka no.
Ejo court presided by Gwagwa.
We mu do dia kire ko ne.
Court was an M1 as a footballer strong man like this. They all come about saying. What has kanu nya e be for beating girlfriend.
Yeah.
But for biting.
Yeah.
Oh, who's a ABB?
Oh, and no be betimi si wo dem.
Biting. Be manaka oba.
Wonnim dia betimi akoso. Legend that was the only way to escape.
Biting.
One kada wetimi nyane. But we don't
okay, yeah, go ahead.
Eti legend. Se ohwe si bia omo efa sa issue na. Omo chese kotoko no oye negligent in the issue. Na wase klote ene ne lawyers ne etimi prove. Why kotoko and play omu rule? Why kotoko and play omu part? Ma issue ni nyina ye dey e bae. Legend say o kan e free the substantive matter ho. Eba down ho na e ho no mo kiro say klote ene ne lawyers no. They were unable to prove why ana kotoko ye negligent. Say o follow ayini ye pa. Dia omode koma court no. Actually, court ne say kotoko as an institution no me negligent in the whole issue na bae no. Na e was a clotting the lawyers ni ebetimi prove chire court ne say indeed these were the reasons why ye gidi say kotoko as an institution omanye due diligence to matter na ye dey e bae no. But e ho e no matimi substantiate o case ni ye. And it say offer the final ruling now mu bullet ne 5 no. Unso me ye no 1 2 3 4 5. The final verdict na ankasa na eho na obeti ase why a ruling ne call the way a call no one what do her legend nka yenya de kakra ho
Conclusion no.
Conclusion no say what do her
5/9/31
yes start one
on whether or not defendant caused plaintiff to lose his license to play professional football. It is held that the plaintiff has been unable to meet the required evidential standard. It is held that the plaintiff has been, I think, should be unable to prove that the loss of his license was caused by the defendant.
Yes.
When you improve, say kotoko ne man lose
ne license. Yeah. So o pick from substantive matter na conclusion ne memo what I said the substantive matter. Conclusion now omode man no is giving a lot of interpretation to the substantive matter no di kan wasem no. And it is issues now clote any lawyers ni erase ye no omatimi improve say e kotoko as an institution and ma clote lose ne license. Yanko to na second one.
The question of whether or not defendant's actions rendered plaintiff unemployed, causing financial and professional loss is further answered in the negative. Again, when Timian Prubu say, Kotoko actions and a man here unemployed.
And
you could improve that.
Like Kofi Bentel, e putu to akoto. Sa portion we no. Ana akoto say lawyer. Asem na wo ka say akra no, okotena fie de ye nti na onya adwuma nye no. It cannot be true. Na okokoye adwuma wo, okobobo wo Cyprus. Ana lawyer ne say Cyprus hono yakobobo wo hono mo a yemfa ITC nko. Me honestly me ni senye case am ni say Cyprus. Omo yesi say omo nka FIFA ho. Se me ni say afi no wa be join a. At least join the case no. Enti omo Cyprus no unhia transfer like unhia ITC which ma ko register my team bia bo ho no mo na akoto say lawyer yo so what come ya take na mum asema ye ka pa no enye ITC asem ne ye ka ba ye ka employment adwuma ho asem wo say dia kotoko ye nti e ma abranten wantimi anya adwuma ba me ka kire wo say sabre no okoye adwuma wo Cyprus
and in between the time no akoye adwuma wo Cyprus
yes
Enti legend say who follow ni ya that is the second one who say third one no FIFA at the 180,000 fine at the Makumasa Sante Kotoko and Clote status say because the Kotoko ne negligent in it no na e wasa Kotoko any tiasa 180,000
but Cyprus can FIFA
and it's who read the third one now
but almost transfer I'm say how you fight it in course we be sir
enti say
at least it appears in there you know
who read the third one now say Clote de come court ne say Kotoko ne ya hwe han e ma sa no mani nyina baaye and also money $180,000 and indeed the fine came to Kumasa Sante Kotoko now when you read the third one you understand and you read the third one.
Number 3, the question of whether or not defendant is liable to pay FIFA's fine against both plaintiff and defendant but we ain't same
yeah
and no na Krote we ni binene say Asante Kotoko and also Tuasa kana ya bom mienu no.
Yes, wondering.
Substantive matter.
Yeah.
Now, justice, if you say was see the question of whether or not defendant is liable, whether or not Kotoko is liable to pay the fine against both plaintiff and defendant. Fine, they have to Kotoko no ni court what the all can say. And some mabro so I had seven and say Kotoko no so Jessica
so
for the two of them.
Substantive matter and that's also the concluding aspect now. You get a lot of understanding.
Number 4
no.
The question of whether or not defendant owes plaintiff wages.
Yes.
Kotoko de Kroteka wages and salaries and bonuses for the period he was unable to ply his trade is also answered in the negative. Onya who be and free CD and film because on prove so on koye adwuma ne sa ne ma is also in the negative.
Yes, and fit no finally no how
there be no other issues.
Yes.
Asembia ni obiemu no. There may justice if ya say wa saribotwe me can say issues raised by the pleadings and the evidence. The case of the plaintiff is dismissed. Yatuagu in its entirety. And yes, Yatubiagu ni asobim. Assembling in Yatuagu. Cost of 5,000 Ghana cedis awarded in favor of the defendant.
That one no one for acquitted and discharged and count.
Them acquitted and discharged. They have to assembly.
And the case no offer the initial
one criminal acquitted and discharged.
Okay. Early part of it anyway. Now be do substantive matter and now about the concluding aspect now. What the case in nyina.
That's right.
And the judge no the judgment no dey buy ni nyina was based on the substantive matter say and no man Clote na nkasa dey buy no the claims he came to make sa claims ni nyina no Clote as an individual what me substantiate and that's the more reason why Otuo sa no many nyina eguye in its entirety.
In fact there na many generations all kind for more examples of Asante Kremo alias Kuma versus Attorney General 1975. Now a lot of them in the case of Nita Kiamwa versus Niyama Ukai, Donko versus DIH and another, Kuri versus Michwa and another. Nina Hono say in this case it is observed that this was not done.
Yes.
The plaintiff failed to particularize his alleged negligence on the part of the defendant. And you know, negligence now was a Kotoko you know, you could not prove
you could not prove.
So some now they be too so scratchy.
Yeah.
Why we see a time now they Kotoko cow my money idea 5,000
yeah. Na Krotene 7 or de kanina.
Na de mi busa say that is the mission substantive matter.
Also substantive
Judge Otuo Acheampong eso Oyerepa FM and say he na Kotoko nya nkrata enkrata no de call ye dazzle e ma manfo je o ma sembi ma justice we fia se wa no munya asan krata no assuming without admitting say there were no documents there no a previous administration where did they get documents at the filing case kama and no na oru asafuduku ka che so ne bi ho ngata ni nyina na ho
at this point
at this
point in time at this point in time me sure say obi betena ba bia akase na you need enough documents to fight this case o me sure so obi betimi akasa because utie kotoko say u read
ente we na lawyer safuduku aka na dada no
kids like come was na 8 teacher the end there by the 8 years that years to me any teacher somehow really no say continue kotoko ya we be done and say no say na continue eko sa really na teacher man say kotoko nya interest no o ke bia e it's got to go because come on to that kotoko response no kotoko respond the another who been the man to boost I do so but kotoko respond
okay
if you can't catch no how to see anything you don't want to also know you don't tell us about your choice about I don't know also the reality that is the no case it just is still pending I mean that somewhere in May no court the judgment or high court
Diana who judgment beba me.
You consider high court no aba to go defend the law.
Kotoko ni krotino.
Exactly, e consider kotoko.
Okay, me so na krotesi sen.
Kotesi, kotoko eba response woni ko fifa no. Awu sure the kotoko dey nimfa that transfer on omeka. According to kotoko about response here ko which is not true. You know, government get high court to get kotoko e ko. Because of that in the man what if you are on the juma always club. And it's happening the kotoko instant here 3 years or 12 years any other release their fight. Kotoko in different way responded that they attend the document they said kotoko they are not so called.
Okay.
Now man can the kotoko they are not found guilty of inducement.
Okay.
You can get kotoko induced anyway and not
okay. Okay, let's go kotoko fa kwan papa so na register kroti.
Now they are two rules there. Everything contract with extras.
Okay.
Again, you kotoko ni kotoko so can say kotoko will make the intervening party or anything have some of the state or account department differently. You never know I can't say good okay no. Or qua if you are not just not going. Maybe you go to when you are doing here. Okay. As far as the kotoko na better here.
Okay.
I decide you should get to read that 7 years ago.
It's not FIFA ruling and it's the same.
And say,
okay.
For everything contract, even though people are in the security.
Okay.
If they only appeal to something, I will send it
Kotoko induce kroti. But kotoko benefit from services akrote di ma omo enti kotoko so okay now lawyer there document na mo dey yes case because the ban said there is no traces or no trace of any document regarding krote ni FIFA names anema no there document na mo dey
no that documents that is now people but document dey to take it and down. If you got my general video, kotoko response no kweli na chese. The to take arrange no kweli na so pe yoza. Ya obi ke ni na no. It is actually no so that they can also be of the. Ya so ama the last one I use the idea they that the system needs for that instead of creating a kotoko. That to be any picture can be at the end of the day.
Ti dem busa say munya document here exact case that do mo go find way document mo dey case because yes document be no e fat krote hu e wo kotoko secretariat mo go nya no way okay
the new documents go over but when say FIFA really no it be no kotoko responsible ko ya e take the can go to so be e kada email let's say this no so
okay. Yeah. Okay. Document for
for her, you know, the results, yeah.
Okay. Exhibit 9. Would also show references to Kotoko's response, for instance, at paragraph 16. Now, the Ghanaian club Kumasi Asante Kotoko, hearing after Kotoko the intervention, denies having induced the respondent counterclaimant to breach the contract and holds not to be affected by the provision of Article 17, paragraph 2 and 4 of the FIFA regulations. In this regard, Kotoko stressed that it only hired the respondent on 15 January 2015, which is 6 months after the termination of his contract with Tunis. In addition, Kotoko points out that there's no reason for the respondent to leave Tunis for a small club, with which he earns 2% of the value of his former contract. In that regard, I find the defendant did respond to the letter from FIFA. Okay. Sa response now. Was here Uncle FIFA? Kotoko Tendai. Their response to FIFA.
Emma Hokrano. Tama judge ni twi GF nim pa.
Aye, oh dear.
GF kan ho bi. And say a kai ni se yi sansem we nyina atokotoko no.
The relationship between the parties, according to Mr. Kofi Bentel, he set out what he says are the basis of this action. Kroteloyan was say 1, negligence. Yeah. 2, negligent misstatement. Yeah. Breach of an implied term of a written contract. Duress. Unconscionability of an agreement. Undue influence. Unequal bargaining power. We as it like Kotoko salary no 2% of the original experience. And I you know and they can say now will be induced so be that was oje wa no 2% depending and all and that. I think I'm enjoying it and when him judge for na dia me pay omo cases now. Was it case back was it see Atitogbe versus CFC Construction Company of Wa. Yeah. Exhibit 1, Exhibit AB,
legend, no. Say a similar cases as Sida.
No, I go for the Abekana.
Yeah, the Baba beto 20.
Breach of duty.
Ebia. Some day.
And Asante Kotoko did things right in the case of Flotte.
That is the bottom line.
From the
so why? Why?
Honestly speaking.
So why?
Menyasho said now. Obi to baby.
So why?
Oh, and I me mawaza.
And these are official court documents.
Menyasho said, and they so bit baby. Obeka said na you need documents or me dey fight this case. Menyasho so be beka. So be kura kan ya. Menyasho say by now. Seven previous was sanadwen. Because Kotoko didn't fight the case or challenge the case out of nothing. The based on documentation. The
Idrisu versus Guruma.
Oh, legend.
2013. Idrisu versus Guruma.
So Kotoko did a good job and case wins so no. Legend almost 30 case in Acheampong and na asemo. Almost 30 year no and na 2018 eba. And as at that time ni nyina no Kotoko had gathered some documents and no they fight this case no. And then based on the ruling and as a judgment in a buy no Kotoko they've been vindicated in the whole issue. And the documents ben Kotoko dey ho adwuma. Documents are na was secretariat with regards to Emmanuel Clote transfer. And then Kotoko general some the other than that and kasa claims na Emmanuel Clote and lawyers no kweye ni nyina no and committee me any argument.
All right, I think we have to move on.
A fine case. My husband Sama for send a lot of messages. It's an interesting case.
Yeah. Some young kind with the Nkofwa Kakana for interest. So, what are the people saying at least for now? Now, Nkobat, it took time.
Yeah.
But Omunya Daji ni abutre.
Oh yeah.
Emma, they say finally the verdict and aka. The next line of action for Asante Kotoko. Whether or not Kotoko be pursues can need the position of 180,000 Elbewaha. say according to Justice Efia Sewa was say neni kwa se kotoko ene ko tua size kan
and Ramikan of Yas and Mentias said that time was say kotoko sympathizing with Krote and yet this is not the moment. No. Kotoko, they would have to turn the case. Udon bet me akwa win case no. Krote bet me akaso niska better shawase was a Krote ni $280,000. For administrative purposes, they have to win this case. Because $180,000 per what the judge is saying. And your kotoko also mutia says cano.
Also nya kotoko nkuwa.
And kwan also mutia says cano.
And be on beche.
And legend say Osha claims now what the coin now. None of them eno mutimi prove here. I trust say yesterday I said this here. Sabafo say Osha Sibia issue in Etiana. Klote from the onset knew say na only case, but he wanted to play smart.
Yeah.
Where sure.
Legend
no convinced so okay.
No you're convinced bia but legend all the claims are the quiet none of them all the claims are the call no lawyer none of
evidence
them
na wanya
now
and so if you don't have enough evidence it means that indeed you don't have grounds
assembly wa iba uni evidence
legendary and yeah you need evidence
I think Sekotoko did a good job.
Pasa akwane punipa no by case copy evidence awunya
this is it
uko court e beto asem ba ne bia unwe o
that example na dey aba no quite different
quite we don't want to
quite different
yes so evidence
Sariki woman look like as a court didn't believe in his case.
I think
he did believe in his case. Just that Kotoko, for me, rather than Yama Kotoko, the credit for doing a good job to avert this matter.
No, but Krote, Bafo, what was I can do now? Oh, bet yes, say. And no man of Krote and lawyer and the coin. Oh, and no one has say near about 5 or 7.
Oh, and time I just read.
Yes.
Unconscionability.
Yes, offers are no many nana. A highly difficult to say, no man of Krote and none of them.
You see, Cloté, any lawyer, a lot of Ghanaians. Sariki, there are people who, until this judgment, you won't cry, Necramu first say, got to acquire due diligence. And there are people who believe that today.
Yes.
Conform the cancer them.
Yes.
But argument, okay, and command akadi wahani and the say, Samren, a quine a fasofa player. Sa quino na omufaso. Say, so be one who will be player now penna. The way and say, one, you find out from the club. Say, a quine faso for any say. When you request for the ITC of that player, na from federation to federation, na a drew maybe na some answer question na you go ahead to register the player. Because asem we dey na ba
oh yeah.
But besine, there are people who still believe the say kotoko anye due diligence. Mewa.
Oh yes.
They kept saying, "Say Sam and a kwani a faso yadi no, sa kwano no faso." And it wasn't the first time. Who play and wakoba bomo makoba benina. Who troko na so request for ITC no. Na se kwani what they tell you. But some ye dia, then your FA will go ahead and issue you with what we call the provisional ITC Samren, and that is what they did.
Yeah.
Still. So we come out. We go for Canada. Say. And none na a BT. Me did say ora na lawyer na kote ko fa no. No bia onye deep into football and how transfers are conducted no. Any based on the Krote card, meaning the position of Krote agent in this case, whether he was really involved. So I case in Aba Emo ni di be Abdul Saraf one ni di wadi na. So, into what in China, because another now go for be play ordinary one ma kwan no akoye any one due diligence. And I'm sure that was the posture and position of Krote and the lawyer. Nemo mujidi yesa chinchina kotoko should rather pay the money. So what I say. But they insisted say a kwan e fa so ya ade ne de. That is the normal standards. But when from here baby tini wo house abeka say no yenye ne sa. upo bi ade wako send nipa kura mfiwa ada na akọ issue but that na FIFA say once I write you for a certain period na so wan nyima no I can ask my FA to issue an ITC and start playing football. So why Sani many in America Kote believe in his case? Okay, so no in case in here. He believe in his case.
He really believe in his case. I think Kotoko did a good job.
Kotoko did a good job. But you see one thing. Klote Kokotono now $180,000 anaba.
Anaba, Nemaya Kokoko, send the man Koko.
Yeah, they were her.
That was his first way.
Yes.
And was Kotoko responded to FIFA.
Kotoko responded to FIFA.
And the Kofas asked. He didn't know Kotoko responded.
Yes. It's $180,000. It was something but on no convention. I was a Kotoko ni says can. And quickly, and I'm saying is legend. Clotet knew from day one.
Based on what is in this, Clotet knew himself only Kotoko nina and also Mutiakan. Young the second, the second statement of the end. At least number one. That by refusing or failing or neglecting to respond to the letter from FIFA regarding plaintiff's transfer, the defendant caused plaintiff to lose his license to play professionally.
Yes.
And thus rendered him unemployable since 2015.
Yeah.
Causing plaintiff great financial loss and further loss. And two, that the defendant is liable to pay the Federation International de Football Association, FIFA, the full fine of 180,000 United States dollars levied against both plaintiff and defendant. So Clotet knew that.
But he felt that
so at least he knew that.
Yes.
And nam se Kotoko responded to FIFA krata and Kotoko responded akama. So he was convinced.
Legend.
He was convinced.
But we can say he was convinced. But I'm saying it was a smart one. It was a smart one because now what me prove beyond any reasonable doubt to say a Kotoko and a man $180,000 in the buy.
Now I need it to improve.
Clotet and then the lawyers.
No one is going to improve. How do you say?
Legend.
No, me are convinced.
Legend. From the onset, Ubetima Casano me convinced. But I'm saying, sir, the very moment at $180,000 in the better, even if the two parties were going to share that, two parties, you know, and then they bet 180 indeed, and go more charge and can 90,000. Pedia, and can 90,000. Clotet wanted to be smart, knowing definitely say, or not as an individual, he's not willing to pay that money. He is not willing to pay half or any amount of $180,000.
Now, or go that, or go cousin at record.
No, and I make us say, legend. Case, you know.
No, or coerce, and you only thinking any feeling, no, is the way the court will feel.
No. Senior on the coin. Say he believes that Kotoko and I need due diligence. Kotoko ne negligent. Cloteno he believes. Sanet here. Say Kotoko and I need due diligence. A mass I can hear they buy. So even though both of them are to share, but because Kotoko and the causer agent of the problem, Kotoko now cause problem.
Why spectacles? No.
Cloteno lawyers, no.
So it means they were convinced that they were not the cause.
Yeah, so to them. But I'm saying, sir,
and you're smart. No, I'm going to say, I'm convinced, say, Kotoko. That's why they went to court.
When you are convinced, yes, you might be convinced. Fine. But through the crucial moment, your conviction should count.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Through the crucial moment, no, more conviction, you from the initial stages.
I say about legend. You see now, what say? Now, Clotet say, or smart, and I'm saying that the smartness was due to the fact that he believed in his case.
But
no news or quarter. This all of evidence, but no case to say hi. There are some tools to be as young fan on corner.
Documents in the Dawson.
Dawson.
Yanko a page 23. of the 30 pages document, a ruling of Emmanuel Clotilde.
Page 23.
Yes, page 23.
23 is 23. Okay, I did probably Clotilde now.
What when you know?
Menya 21, 22, 23.
Gaba versus Kuku Marketing Company Limited, 2011.
Yes.
If the first paragraph, second paragraph, the third one.
In any case.
Yes, in any case.
In any case, and in the alternative, on the merits, the allegation has been denied by the defendants. This is because the defendant says they first had a memorandum of understanding between themselves and plaintiff's agent, Abdel Basset Chebi.
Okay.
This is in evidence as Exhibit 1. Okay, into Exhibit 1, and you
you go through.
the memorandum of understanding contains 2 terms of the understanding between the parties. Whereas 1, Asante Sporting Club has requested for the outright transfer of the player Emmanuel Clotilde from Abdel Basset Chebi, a player agent.
Okay.
2, Abdel Basset Chebi had agreed to release the said player to Asante Kotoko. The parties has agreed that in the event of a future transfer, being local or foreign, Abdel Basset Chebi is entitled to 20% of the net transfer fee, and the remaining 80% goes to Asante Kotoko Sporting Club. End of quote. Abdel Basset Chebi, what do you know?
Yeah.
Edu baby ono yeso ono betima ton player na makotoko.
Yeah. On say asem de ba on. Wanya abotra mizutu. Asem na begu anim ase. On say exhibit akotoko de call court nanim. To prove say omo delete through the same Abdul Basset. Ono mo ni delete. Etinei mizutu on baby a evidence a kotoko de call court wo. Nti is so insulting to the image of the club for somebody within Kotoko management to come out and say now you need documents. And from Enra ebepim enano pem
Exhibit 1 train. Yeah, Exhibit 1 be na man fontiase. Exhibit 1 say Abrante Neven Abdel Basset Chebi no ne Kotoko kra ye nhihye. Etre se wono Abdel Basset no na de Abrante ne makotoko nampo omoton onward further transfer no benya 20%.
Yes.
And Kotoko were able to tender that in court.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I said there was no document.
Yeah.
Emma
Boda, o de meto asem so. Reason why I me feel say sa nyoma we edi Kotoko nya ache for a long period. But club ni deserve sa nyoma no. Hwe. From Enra ebepem na no pay mizoto ma go through this ruling from Enra me do it was around by 7 p.m. even though me nya na no pa no but me share that na say me da na about 3 a.m.
Hey.
Yes, many a lot of lawyers edin komo football omo di football achi bebre edin komo. There is one silent person or shana mena bi mondi on kasa. But nansi obeka asembi. After going through the ruling, I'm say asemi yo panyini be kan ye ema bo ada no person kan bibi o ba nipa so anko hoye sa o panyini efe no duro safo na na o duro safo oye executive committee member Otuo menim say sa me be bo me anya sa voice na
Oduro
when obinya opportunity journalist share na na o duro safo na obusa na asema ato Asante Kotoko said the abani o Oduo Safo make a statement bi say efe ne kura no say do stage bi na Kotoko omo ho akere omo a ombebu akotoko no na obi a kire ne die say sika afam anaso omo ne esperance kokasa anomo ne fifa kokasa. But after going through ruling no enura bepem na no pay bizoto the Ghana Football Association edi Kotoko abro papa and Oduo Safo asem na okan no this issue na ye kano if there is one person even at the early stages na Kotoko consult no pay Oduo Safo wa mekani boom baba ma boada na opeso kire asem bi wo de yentie ensem na Oduo Safo kan no Indeed.
Committee to see where the DSI Jumano sources protocol count protocol participation in the meetings and yet but among the West mind we are behind you we are signing we are signing and you know the force of social solidarity so the boy are born as a Premier League representative GPL no they are support protocol that is our chairman.
So Kaiser voice no
me kai pa okay
ubusa won say dey no do self cancer menim say asem na make na etwe wadwene si bibi so a
that the FU were ready to help.
yes won say kotoko when this case started you know at a certain point me kai that particular management member but be can so mo consult to Otuo safo so on this issue
the quoted any how time he quoted France no Otuo was with Chelsea seriously name star
because be ma boda me fa ya mami ruling ya or the buy ya mami afiase wa asare botwe Mrs. Justice of the High Court a ruling on this case me fa ruling na kotoko ni for baby ya kotoko ni ze wo so mutwe $180,000 e de mo bia o se no na me catch o se makọ FIFA ka ta nyina o mo de fa F ni so be di kotoko on this clothing Esperance issue. The only time I got respond to FIFA is when the FA fax machine FA for say and on the FIFA for say kotoko meet deadline no but two kotoko there deadline no meet here and they can't deal directly with FIFA because FIFA say club will be ubobo obi awasasi so ube say we need FIFA deal through your association. Which kotoko ye it is a letter now kwa FIFA for one sir which eye kotoko for defense case no enye kotoko fom so when the name same is Otuo based on ruling way now we kotoko defense na FIFA be find it so difficult to tell kotoko say mun $280,000 no Kensi Mame no onye adwuma o FIFA o. Bamzoto, omo amuti FIFA disciplinary committee ni so they are lawyers. Ebisu ya judges. Ebia opportunity o manya e de betra asem nim say ye ma mo chance mo mfa mo defense na ma fa ma. It is a man from defense ma dia then you are fast.
But Mame can't even chill in the ruling. Oh. Asante Kotoko, it looks like Saiki they were not interested in the case.
It's true.
Yes,
it's true.
Yes.
Or say page 2.
Page 2.
The case of the plaintiff. By way of introductory comment, even before the stating of the case of the plaintiff, it must be made clear that it is the pleadings which found the parties' cases a court cannot consider a matter not pleaded. No, that is not the one I'm looking for. Maybe baby, I will introduce Kotoko case. No. After a long delay.
Yeah.
But if you can find that one for me. The case of the defendant, I think it's page 4.
4.
Or say after a lengthy delay.
Yeah.
Okay, after a lengthy delay, the defendant eventually
filed a very brief statement of defense.
Yeah.
As I say.
Yeah.
Till
yes.
After a lengthy delay.
Yes. Not just a lawyers and
after a lengthy delay, the defendant eventually, eventually filed a very brief. Judge said it was brief. Statement of defense. With the leave of this court. On 15th March 2019. The time a case started here. Never baby I could file a very brief statement of defense.
It is almost the Acheampong. Zoto. And almost take case ni serious. And this case ebe guide
2019 ya ina kotoko file bio.
Yes. And ebe guide omo Zoto. I'm a FIFA. This is in a non-person almost taking no. Ka case we never guide kotoko on how to deal with FIFA. But in all this Zoto eventually almost the defense score.
And after a lengthy delay.
Yes, omudo defense score no. O de delay no me de ba be kan se me. Omudo defense score no.
Delays are the
Case ni wie ye no kotoko adi nkunim.
yeah.
Meboa. De ha me nie be ma boada. Team na efe ni se Kumasi Asante Kotoko no. Yesum team no. Be ma boada. Se unya opportunity ebe ya Asante Kotoko adwuma. Eyopim so na wo sum no. Asase ye ti so be ma boada.
Hey kuwa.
Enye.
Itwa no ho abrebi.
Enye wona if. Nyame te soro.
Oh, evidence.
Oh, say, oh, yeah.
Well, that's say, fiance, what we do, only evidence I can for.
Well, what but, or the, one my Yankas, Mamma can say, you will Yamas was as you are, Bema board and they, obey me as a son of Shebre, and they obey me a brewasi.
Yamino also no.
Yes, was yes, it's in a nipa, or more mukrams, so you say you've been a bow.
And Yamina or reps was
yes, or reps, yes, our Mubonipa. And they say what hey, Kaya program Yana Mr. Jamasi Bajet 300,000.
Listen, Yamina say on ye.
Najuma Oye, Yamia Juman Oye.
Okay. There will be one as in Yaminas or more.
Yes,
Nes in Yamis will be my one or more than Nibacro challenging Yamu.
I don't want to move. Oh, yes, one day. It's now so to wow, bits me for no afro. At time I come akuma semi chubi.
Ah, okay.
That is how God works. Sana nyame ya na de. It will be o tia asase su bia enamobi so na oyeyi. So what the mention ase. It unya opportunity be ya Asante Kotoko team na. O personal differences.
Men for hatred in
which Obi take it out.
Men for hatred in yet. Men for time.
Oh yes sir. Otuo. Oh yes sir. Because media minim say be ma wada. Team na efe ne Asante Kotoko no. Aye nyina ye be hu bi no. Amani pa bebre adi ye. Omo de akoma pam. Omo amfa akoma pa so no. Ye hu de to omo. Eti obeya be ma boda. Problem bia wo ne obi atokune. Musa da na me ka kire wo say. Ah, metina se din. Na busam say ah. Ade na Kotoko anto case ne so case. Because Kotoko case no so casa. Based on this 30-page documents aba the final verdict on Kotoko Niklo case no. The Quebec free case aba ne say Kotoko nye at fault. Se wo FIFA wo say clubs and deal through associations and sa no marriage wa. Time na wo de ma Kumasi Asante Kotoko no. Omo di time no so na omo ni time no so. Omo di time no so. Adenti na letter na ma make FIFA for nsa. Abre ko do F4 na so F4 so mo fax machine asay. Kotoko fax machine.
So na ase mfamfa.
Oso na ase mfamfa.
Ai. We can say me from no director come the breo.
So tell me chance. Oso na ase mfamfa o. Say o ka kire me say dia Harry kan thank you. Say me from no straight away. Me mfamfa me.
Kebe to dia small big grandman there.
Yes. Now but we see
say 180 you just tickets go Switzerland where.
Oh.
We see
but sometimes because of
family wa now betwuma so.
Personal differences. Na ha club no. Na supporters si twa adwo. Hwe hawa this $180,000. Put two pains. Was supporters no do na akomam. Just because enye bibia o misoto. O na abaye de ade obaye ne mento aso. Then the blame games will start. Wanye way, uye way. And sadie na di Kotoko nya sense. Anka Kotoko more player. And top player $150,000. Now then 150 ni kutiaka. Just because okay page 4 na de maye na. The interest in this case, football no so de mra na ye.
Case no Jibo esase I think enye no.
Yeah.
I think it started in 2018. 2018. Na Krote enen for the omonsem no kodan court. Ene wo mu And then in 2019 March, and Kotoko say after a lengthy delay, the defendant eventually Jibo say obi Cambro for not eventually bemwa.
That's a BB.
No, just a near koye channel bonwa. Eventually, just finally filed a very brief statement of defense.
And possible say can hold a case in
with the leave of this court on the 15th of March.
Obi mame reason to why I delay the kakra.
Okay. Train kakra. Mfama se munche once. So I say the other bani exclusive. It will be keke.
O say baby I worried no. Na o chim kakra chere me why I delay.
Okay, o de che then delay.
No chiri ni. O chere
it will be bang. On the message ni messenger here.
Yes.
Obia untimi nkwatra ofie mekere de ntie delay. Because amre na wo tu fie no unim de ntie delay.
Yes.
Ntie hwan na kere de ntie delay. Ebia oso panyini bia lawyer bia no ye involved in the case but on person be boni din.
Oh yeah, be bisa.
Baga obi dia ye ntimi obi mekere de ntie delay.
Yes, one legal practitioner na. Asem ni nyina.
Ebia na safu ngu ka so on be so be ka so no a fine. Ana say lawyer and now lawyer why I said but as Obia I'm sure say a lot of people are listening to this show because legend penny for me a lot of and to Obia we interest him now penny no friend na or you involved in this matter and catch him say the lawyer no be so be boni din no
delay aspect no legend watch ni was one documents there ni bi wo ho documents.
Well, what they say at all.
Say me be there no me be there documents no ho. The reason why delay and say at that time na serve wo na no mo pe documents no. Na aso mu hu documents no ase. Ade afra ase ji so okutu nti oso mo se cheche. Oh me bamba. Was it took about a year. And it was say last year October.
Omo had there 1 year ago.
The same office.
Yes. Any paper.
That office is not the same.
Any paper.
And remember.
Papers. Any papers or pa. Hey, papers in here.
Yes. Documents.
1
year.
Documents.
The proper administrative work. This is how we do it.
And this is our office.
Before this second management, ana lawyer Safuduku ka ho. Before mo be take office, abeye kotoko adwuma no. Under Dr. Chase administration, na management ba ko di kan abeye adwuma dada. Be ma boada, this issue na lawyer boafo akọ ho dada.
Boafo.
Na wakọ ho dada. So tell me chana say. Eti transition year adwuma kotoko team ni mu a. Anka time the first management under Dr. K, every hono, I mean the new management aban, they will meet and hand over documents to the new management. And now you are Safuduku Kahono. Sa process here also. Go and ask
that be that one you can help us. But the mechanism, I've been given an information.
But I'm
I'm going to
answer. Baby, I crote kobo ball.
Yes.
Don't now can Cyprus. Yes, you freho Northern Cyprus.
Okay.
Now the Northern Cyprus, they are not part of FIFA.
Oh, okay.
And what they own here
ITC, okay.
And in your proper Cyprus
now me beka no.
And to call Northern Cyprus, that mean we
but there's a Cyprus somewhere.
But I say we are just we want the people to know. Say now we offer education.
Of course.
And the say Cyprus, your baby or Matthew from Northern Cyprus. The only FIFA. And I say for you bet my cobo.
Me training kakra na me do.
We dey make training because mun ka FIFA hun tu nya training. We ma ko do aba bobo. And in tremu a e ba ye no no. And man za mo gada de mama fa we ntwam. Mama ntwam na do wi a wa betre de tie nyina. Emema nyina nkopɛ Truman capsules. Na Truman capsules nhwemu aba ne so bo adwuma kra. Me ba no.
Say no wo sma me.
Hey, who ba man here 30 minutes we. Am for kra the text abase. When no man no grandma for say you detain will be the I'm for detention na why is it be ni ma yes em fa be radem na ye nyam mane we anti Truman capsules no say bema no sorry na ntimi nyina so ya obeso otimi ma kosuana na landia ohia true man capsules no abo adwuma se de se ujeje mu ntam afi sexual weakness ne uni atinka libido sem ha adwena true man capsules ebeboa natural info de buy dini true man mema nyina nkope 0249 01710100204 616161 na bibia nkoso untwa bia no apebi living bitters atiase for bitters capital Otuo for na de buy the toxin e mo ahoden kama nsoso ti ana asori ape living bitters ni bia no meboa pa capital Otuo living bitters enye enkwada dru wafa yefuna enko ho enye sugar water enye de do na enwunu mamenka no krencho o ma akoda no for enko ho ejese FT ontimi ennom living bitters 12 years onye ya enoso menko ho non-alcoholic bomodiane ya wapebi ye chia ye expert roofing system fo nyina ye da masingo for bread report say ye for mo bom dan so ye sronko mo bo so edaye mo wadaje ni nipa kasa mo madan ye fe enti mo long span ni IBR na manfo atu agusu sei Euro tars na fe alozeng trusses ne normal nadal na die ya mo de ba be good dan iso ansa emanem empa ensuo na etum frama na efo so ne wape danima heba ena afi ye what dani tone and ye wanum atona untum enkotwa bi
enough say among many cases which eventually
now my meaning whether you were listening me can the track record of Mami Obu Asemi anas omo join in China anas expose no judges now try or reject no so no said that the no come chief justice and obo names of judges are Ghana and Jomu, you know, but what they say, and your judge for you and your papa, and one of them, our bone, this a Ghana Monabaso, a mammy and justice, Efiasewa Saribochi, Mrs. Efiasewa Saribochi. Simon, no, High Court judge say, last time, no, Emma, or say, a bit more class, a catch on the window, try no be good and massy, and she's one of them.
So good and massy. And you told the American and say, in your case, we saw her. Yes.
If you clot any GFO.
Yes. Especially the FE. As quickly as possible.
Negligence of duty on the part of the
me offer ruling in our Camunina. Would be a baby piano, yeah, be money be.
Hey, sir, will be as some of the audio bibi.
Oh, na say court today ruling case or now, yeah.
So why I public document? Who court to one, I say, in the back row, who are some of them found?
Oh, then
one had to tell document.
You didn't hear man fool. It's the American say, as quickly as possible.
We name Zwaman.
Kotokon Kambom as one family. But to sort the
yes.
No more try as much as possible. The Ghana Football Association and compensate Kotoko because idea essing na mizoto clote de medina to baby Kotoko dealings with clote is different. But on 180,000 a day. Kotoko no and they have to because Kotoko nyam from Swabia.
Okay.
Aside delays and one Mr. Otuo any administrative lapses. Who shall ruling we are? A quiet nurse Kotoko Fasu a defending Omo. Omo Fasu defending Omo as a football club. It's the Ghana Football Association. Before those of us am no kind. I feel imagine about a modu. Now, no can be.
Name say young man for messages.
Okay.
Na Ricky Akwaba Obaso Mobi Edi. Pabina fe yemuza jibo invitation wunya yene the Kosie Gabriel Bonza is known as case law. Case law is a collection of past legal decisions written by courts and similar tribunals in the course of deciding cases in which the law was analyzed using these cases to resolve ambiguities for deciding current cases. These past decisions are called case law or precedent. Stare decisis, a Latin phrase meaning let the decision stand, is the principle by which judges are bound to such past decisions. Okay. Odo Isaac Atamfu Enyewu because Menshia didn't harass you people. Oyerepa FM, you are the best sports crew in Ghana and beyond, especially striker, bar 4 and Siaza. Please keep it up. ya Otuo Manso Mosiaso. Louise Akomia Acheampong. If the due process was followed, why did FIFA fine Kotoko? Okay, so that is Otuo Acheampong. Emmanuel Ajiman Sometymer, please, I want to know your educational background because you are exceptional among the rest. I have followed you since 47. You have showed that you are a sports veteran. Thank you. I take that as compliments. Obed Kwekwa Mankwa. And until no be so for could do what Temanoaji and so atum. Obed Kwekwa Mankwa Hawkless. You guys have done a great job, especially the boss himself. Indeed, you are the best sponsors in Ghana right now. Thank you, Mike Ajimendia. This is what I call proper case analysis. I'm really loving your program this morning. God bless you. Okay, Nana Okum Komajima, head of Sometymer fan club. Listen live from Columbus, Ohio. Hey, I'm lucky to have a fan club in Columbus. Oh. Yeah, yeah, Boaches watching live from Juma Teba Shop at Tonsu. Jeboat time after that storm, I can feel there's good wind blowing in Krobia now. And all supporters will soon see it. This shows that Krobia, we have the men, the club of the century is back for good. I agree, Jibo and my wife. Obapan and Ajwa inside Kwamo live from Belgium. K. Madresta Boache. I'm watching you live from CPC Grove Room. My greetings to my boss Jibo. Luka Modric. I'm watching you live from Dria and Kwanta. Keep it up. Matthew Enin. I'm watching and listening to you live from 31st Market Kumasi. The members committee should give us productive and save us a vote image report by the close of work today. More fire, Emmanuel Clotte. Kingston Mankwana and Dilaso. Kingston, I say you have not been regular these days. Where are you hiding? From Dodowata and Country Plant Time, my greetings to the crew. Wish my fabulous the best. Filippo Kwabre, cousin, please, when is the EPL starting? Greetings to my mother, Auntie Mary of Jenin. So, Kofi or GM time, I'm watching live from Paris. Seko, greetings to you and all the family. Ose Kofi, thank you very much. Oyibo Boateng from Nebeni, I'm watching live. I can see that your atmosphere was charged per your presentation. Emmanuel Clotte should prepare for a legal showdown because Kotoko won. Won't allow him a breathing space. If he wants to enjoy his peace of mind, he should cough out the $180,000. But boss, ask Harry for me. When did he witness Safuduku giving Clotte 50 cedis for transportation? Hey, Harry. Hey, Mr. Philaman. Simba Madresta watching live from Amasaman. Real Madrid still the best. Sanusi Oyerepa watching live and clear all the way from downtown Manhattan, New York. Keep on doing the good job. My regards to Alhaji Dawood of New York, Bronze, and all the Can-to-do guys. I'm wishing them a happy Eid al-Fitr. T.I. Painkiller. Inside Boma in a half region, or a passport is the best of all. Abuaji Dakosa, I'm watching live from Teshi, First Junction, Accra. Nice presentation. Oyerepa always on point. Greetings, my boss, Mr. Edupuku Striker. Sir Galaxy. I'm watching live inside the Donut headquarters in Ashanti. What is the GFA still waiting for amid COVID-19 pandemic for not truncating the 2019-2020 league season? Is it difficult to cancel a league without any major sponsor? J. Hella, good morning, Mr. Otuo. Please, this statement must be clear. Virgil van Dijk is the best defender only in the Premier League, barring the world right now, since we still have Sergio Ramos playing active football. Greetings, my boss, George Siao. Gattuso, good morning. I'm watching the show live inside Krabwa Kota. Oyerepa FM Sports, Papa. Please, I need Captain Siasia's number. Yaodru Manso Mosiaso. Acheampong because Menshia didn't harass you people. I think I just read it. Okay, what did Menshia Bandia? Sariki, what's some of what you now? Summarize 1 minute. Nami Musa Jibo Nafe. What are we reading now? What's our Kwaba means?
It was an information will be demanded and I'm positive.
Okay.
On an opinion to why I didn't delay.
I opinion.
Like
another reason.
Oh, that's the reason.
Okay.
That's the reason.
But the reason they are the two and any so the 1 year such a document. Now after 1 year, document
it's difficult to difficult to understand. And then the last and common and I didn't know.
Okay.
It's difficult to understand because
Babo. Oh, you move on. You move on. You move on. You Musa Bafo. Say ni free menshia by overborn amania.
Oh, enu anonka. Oh, mama hint ni kakra. Oh, mama kakra na emrebi.
Go am dezo kwa yezo no mu hiao.
Onu kra no. Me musa no. Ba me information me tipa say. No mu shede hiao Oyerepa bebri sa. No mu say enye hwe.
O de twen.
Nsema kokosi no.
Tibo akwaba. Eho yezo kwa ye meka asemo.
Oh,
me the last time na nyam invitation
cancel because there were certain issues which you discuss here.
Okay.
Even opinion the chief of staff.
And the boy one a friend, one a friend, one a friend, on a one a friend. I'm so charging the same.
Letter Becca Yenseni. Or say, at the instance of the chief of staff to the Asante, I write to invite you to a meeting at Mensia Palace on Thursday, 21st May 2020 at 12 noon.
Oh, so you were not someone that I say someone.
Or say, I write to invite you to a meeting at Mensia. Please endeavor to attend.
So you were not commanded or summoned?
No.
Oh, okay.
Until your more address it to the head of sports or Oyerepa FM Kumasi, signed by Kwame Abuaji Mensah, personal assistant to the chief of staff for the chief of staff. Until Yekoi. I said yes, Yeko, because said the catcher and said, we are saying it.
Oh, JSS, Namutro, and you be found expository essay.
Yeah.
What's up? Oh, quite saying, oh, me free 12:30.
Because of time,
okay.
But I can't because they are quite special because
I am a far me see mono a doom and I'm a far.
Okay, me con me for post office and I'm a rare barracks.
Okay,
and I'm a far confanochi. Now me nene mwakupi muzu.
Good.
Timenam zua and I'm a far Ashtown, Ashantinu town.
There's a mention boom no.
Because of traffic, you know.
Yeah.
Skills now, that's the best truth.
Yeah.
So if you do Munkwana Eko mention there. It's by 11:55 there about number Drew mention.
Okay, next ahead of the 12.
Yes.
Okay.
Because no makase me let anybody and I catch you I say privilege. You do us now a minua Roxine J. Abua.
Roxine Coma Fox FM.
Yes, I said of sports. No, so ewo. Anche na Ubed Acheampong on Silver FM.
Safwa Drama.
Ubed na Ebas the head of sports.
No, Ubed on the head of sports.
Oh, now we are more silver.
There be no crowd so my bit me ba me just Safwa na me person ko. Toxic man ko.
Aba honestly the best Ubed.
Toxic man. Oh, you want to go kai.
Ezi bema boda meeting started somewhere around 12:20 with the chief of staff and Enra Oye Opanyini Bakwa Bema Boda. Me pese obi abenye opportunity to meet him.
That's right.
Obi abenye opportunity. Afi na no metete nyoma bebrase o. Yes. Metete nyoma bebrase but unse metete me kan se nyoma ni bi wo ba. Penifo ka che se me embe discuss what at the right time no. The Bible which near concerning and the future of Kumasi Asante Kotoko and how I send Besiako. One issue me say was the main issue was Yenio Safuado, our Survive FM.
Toxic man.
Nancy Bian and Simo Dituja about former management members of Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Says Kebia, Yadiasi show money.
Mammy Cousin in a trust so. Sports Writers Association of Ghana. Patrons. Omo among penny for pa omuni Walter Esposito. Kwame Ofosu Bamfo. Ni Amakai Amatefiu. Joe Agri. Dr. Sam Jonah. Oheneba Charles. Joe Latte. Edward Boateng Gifty Anan Meyers. Talal Fatal. Mauku Afejunu. Kofi Badu. Kofi Badu, the chief of staff at Mensia Palace. He's a patron of the Sports Writers Association of Ghana. Century Juman to offer mono. Nenana and Council Mu Century Jumam.
And reason why a nay, Bema Boda, Yatia
Queen Asadmala,
Utimika was a moving for two.
Yeah.
The press freedom. Say only leading the campaign, Ewo Memoir. Intinesi any opportunity to sit behind microphone here kasa adwuma na wabinimu and wonimu and who chief of staff na Bema Boda meeting age no I was just Nyame papa no o sha ne papa and odinama asasi so asante mantemu ye hene kese opemso otumfo se tutu so asante mantem wa nyame de na ma ya asase so no so te me chena se ena onye chief of staff on so esum no bema boada
Okay, it was that charge
meeting the chief of staff Ankobia Hene and Otuo chia me panyini
not just a mention invitation.
Yes. And the main PO was Osafuado, that story later on. In your Osafuado about they apologize here. And maybe the management of Kumasi Asante Kotoko so they release Barbontin.
And a story in you. I don't know what say. And I chum to repeat it.
The meeting will hold no. Me am Panama said that story.
Okay.
But the meeting will hop and say past management members because lawyer Kwamboafu. Yeah, oh sorry, lawyer Yaboafu. Tom Kruger. Boachajman. Obed Acheampong. And PJ, former operations manager of the club. Osafuado ye story say report a copy mo committee nenimo. Ye decision mo nim say Etuo muka. Sika bi him say lawyer the near 120,000, which is 12,000 Ghana cedi. No, 120 million old Ghana cedi, and 12,000
for 1 year now.
Every month we escape Bosomo no. And PJ so the near 10,000 Ghana cedi, Scaniska 100 million. And I'm said Tom so 100 million, Obed was 7,000. Later on, I'm say Adujitu, which air part of your work?
I say indiscretion. The source that done.
Yes, I see. But another problem, then they say set stories, no. Bema Boda.
For boys on the ground.
Oh no, boys.
Now, I say set stories, no. Said the Kotokoni city, no. Say a Nimunyam said the Mawan open so I show Nimunyam. And to say Bibisa and a cat will be open so editing na mana. Now, quay say a open so and you will intend open so near the assembly to be called in dim and we in the Panason, my age. And you know the Mia Cramigina in your name, na me patch of say, a means beam, which me I may make sure 7 hours for the bed.
Toxic man,
Ebekasa. And he Bema M said that was the main issue. Oyerepa Fox FM there.
Yes.
But with the new maybe intino.
Yes, we're charging it and say, yeah, near T4. And your person who say, Bia, 77 period, go by, then go phone and near Sim Crophone. Only a now, Momba, Tanako, Komo, Kotoko, 7 and Crophone, dear. And Crawford, the nature such as we crouch as someone warm when you go to Muti.
Obia,
remember some we are charging at the boy,
and I make us say,
yeah, I'm charge.
The only a year by a year, and no crown when now I fear drew how Kotoko should progress moving forward, which now suggestions also will meet in Arsenal. And a by say, court no committee ni yo modumano the executive chairman of Kumasi Asante Kotoko Dr. Chi a video babontin when now ora committee na nimne committee na kwa kodi nkomo which if you Oyerepa ne bai and no panyi ba ko timiti na panyi ba ko not meeting na se me pese me boni din so if the message wasn't about
one can you almost say I buy from for the video and
video now
one pass will buy any okay I feel but men share the no cream so bar we are careful
we are careful also make catch us and no time
the discussion we and you can say babon but I mean not the mean person me who say time e ko ba say asomon yen asomon we trouble for be go be church where they have someone and you have someone that mean say you charge anything
and I make it say yeah they near charging him
then you someone has say Janet near kai say go try executive chairman video anya sir
and no on say case here can't someone to two
as a complaint kakra
and no the early stage the early complaint wasn't part
okay
by time now discussion acquire the progress of Kumasi Asante Kotoko and how the media will contribute to the progress of Kumasi Asante Kotoko in the PM. But I know kwa panyi ba ko timiti na seka so. say journalist you moduma no or nyoma we nyina kan on and no popular figure no definitely sa nyoma the moment one enter into a public office no
you want to mention am a charge in place on record say we were not okay.
There was no charge against us.
Okay.
There was no charge. But other issues are a course no and I just say
general
yes, it's about the progress of Kumasi Asante Kotoko which you discuss here no cry che
okay
than Osafo the issue now a PMO and
there's a force of enforcement charge.
No.
Invitation one kakre ana
mentimi nko other issues how Kotoko moving forward how Kotoko EBCI and Nyome which Nina was being discussed at the meeting.
Okay.
And chief of staff Eshe say moving forward no be make sure say obetane and central for editing komo about Kumasi Asante Kotoko and how and central for so beboa ama Kumasi Asante Kotoko team Acheampong.
Okay.
It me sure say ebia enche obeti say ebia so wo ho ane afro.
Okay.
Ebia de aka ne beye
oba say the idea me feel bia because me ma say onya regret me feel.
Anti Wema boda
me be see a friend crofobia ba for wa chief of staff onim ni dia onana ba ko a the friend Harry ba for wa patro ya mom friend oni akomi asachi
se me nua wakwa ye
the be de me say me de to when akomi asachi akomi asachi siasia yam friend on ho beto no Sariki it was a good one timu we na chief of staff yes
ya juma ye
mo amonza mfa mo car ne mo petrol no nko
yeah, come on.
Oh, fine.
Yes.
Hey.
Oh, yeah. Men she had the own common moon, say, wow.
Come on.
So at least, if you are calm on the buyer.
Oh, nice.
Now, go on and now what they are saying outside.
And also, I'm from Meko.
Oh, yeah, come on. See, Mamenda and Kobe Ahine, and no tune for Cham opinion. Mamma no mercy. Now, man, co committee for on the side, Hawker. Baby, I will no more. No, since a mensia, so more conference room be.
Okay.
Me second time, I'm a rasa room.
Okay.
Bibia ye fan but
fine.
A futuna me de be ma ye nyina
so be anya careful.
Obi anya careful
na
no only enye kotoko asem but adwuma ye yi eni bra bam. Yes.
Identity.
Eni bre abam. Oti ha na wo ye wadwuma no.
About 12 and
see oti ha na wo ye wadwuma no. Obi pu anim guase.
Oh how?
Yes.
Obi kan say mo say how.
Nya how.
Menti.
Oti ha na wo ye wadwuma no. Obi pu anim guase. Na at the right time say enura me no di nkomo na wo ye say osreme a ti me de say ni die ne de amount wakonya kase ene say adwuma me nyina wo na Mr. Adimai de wa hye yensa
asa sama na kan ne nyam sa
odo ono na hye yensa na de ya hye
ende ne nyam Mr. Adimai asem na ye me nua ketwa no na na me ye discussion na me too we dey say mfam sa
o so kasa so
na me kasa ye nya abotre now the on the nipa there yes so the abotre dwan tatia me argument was had no the ban pen for na kan obehu ne
the mechanic say
obehu ne nso no on say hard tatia go dwan in we nso no
for the past 2 weeks me to
no want to say also
na me wo
tatia so no
na me producers me jo mo di pa but the last 2 weeks me respect for them akosro
yeah
and yeah any opportunity better program so panel nene wa host program or other programs say sports program no yemo ye producers na baso wiki work akra odu akire ho a hwe mo kama
okay
why na ye bibia fine na me ntufu say yentutu ye nyina yenfu say kunu ma ye den
nya birthday
ozey
oti da bi o yom fine so birthday na yom
kunu ma ye den of course
yom fine ba
e mo ye den say
passports be ma boda me nya obi a the last thing I would do based on baby me nya me training ma menchi alola
yeah
alola Mr. Isel ono ne training me wo GBC o say the last thing you should do e wo adwuma we mu and say obe attack individual the moment you do that no na say we ye e wo adwuma ne mu na eba no ti da bia GBC ko training anu waka nti se me de obi besi wo se me di na tem no enye Mr. no based on baby ayi training me the empesa me kanyina ne say be adwuma ye ya said the NC be news near the my listeners. But say news na ye pen. Obu wa ti baby ana ye ne ya. Aden na de we do Oyerepa fo na aka. Yes. Aden no Oyerepa fo de bia we a ho ne free ba. And I say Atoa so ama say ba be too much. Mesrel wa wo dwene pa sorry Oyerepa. And one dream boni bi wo tirim no and the yifrim wo tirim. Men pese me start na mabobodin. But anybody watena baby ayo Oyerepa hu meeting especially Oyerepa sports and they are stop. Unu obi ewo personal differences monko baby na monko sort out
with immediate effect.
Yes. But wo ye wa adwene say wo do Oyerepa sports enim betwetwe fom wo pese wo go Oyerepa sports enim ase a ebebo tri so. Yes.
With immediate effect.
No, but many are brain make us. No. Bizoto, and I have evidence. Oh, when him say issue by Ejuma ye, see why I create a sports platform. I want to pass you information. Sort them, say. You want to baby on their sports platform, they were jubilating. Hey, you know the platform.
I've read court.
They were jubilating. And no jubilate agide because baby a we adwuma yetua oka wo me so hana me adwuma yetua meka
anyway and
there are a lot of people are seniors in the job which you all respect more try as much as possible so me maintain that respect no
so me seniors and me seniors
oh sana meka no say adwuma no bi strategy obi
nti omo ye seniors because omo so me seniors
no say wo ye won say wo ye senior obi bi mu a ye wa de say de wa to hu din ma ne nko pepepe
na say wo ye senior bi would say senior
yes
baba wa was watch you adwuma yi watch mpa Peace FM top radio TV be na akoya adwuma no I mean, no TV swing now. I tell 2002, you know, TV. What is some of the sugar? Harry Mom, that tea sugar. Maybe I didn't pack of Pablo.
2005. That's baby and about for framing. And they are Omar Rangy Bass. Now, Moko Bokina. It's where the opposite. And Central for Moko Besemi Kubi.
A baby, I'm a depa. I'm so one brewa. Bagas on ya, Aida.
Why didn't you repay?
Joahome, Eba Clinic, Eba and Diagnostic Clinic. One more specialist, but your call man 0322494771 0322494401. Yen komo a man for so that the mammy Vajo home in Nimotata na fe. Yan Kojoame for a free screening. Patrol and uti program we are Kotano so Supreme Savior School Junction Safu Road Hona Joa Home Herba and Diagnostic Clinic for war and go for a warmer bene doctor wa bene papa now him work on a scientific way and to screening a whole draw hepatitis B and C sugar level no check pregnancy test LFT RFT syphilis PSA urine routine examination nina na yade bia de beko bia no Joa home for Behama, more daje a de evenipa. And Timbacho for any treho, hepatitis B and C, hypertension, prostate, ulcer, typhoid, diabetes, cervical cancer, waist, fibroid, and yadio eye problems, hernia, stroke, sciatica nerve pain. Yadia biara, juma de bia kwasiada ko mo ekopim fiada. Memendan kwana Joa home herba and diagnostic clinic in 7 a.m. no masha Dr. Tnasi 6 p.m. and we return us to Ben Supreme Savior School, Saffo Road. Number of free a pinch me 054-555-1412. Fair woman says here, Dr. Bejo Sojo home herba and diagnostic clinic 054-555-1412 and 0270-0413-121 0270-413-121. Okay, Yenin Komo, hello, good morning. When you were okay, I'm here. Hello. Sometimes it should be connection. Yeah, connection. Ama Andrope. Okay, Mami here if is ready. Hello. Wabantem Ebony.
I'm ready.
Wabantem any time you go enter. Wabantem, would send your time, you chat to.
And I see I'm all my name is Aminamo.
Man, create you.
But I say, so I'm very easy on I'm
Corina.
Me ba joyo me da se me shira pa ni akunya gasia na o de ma mo hosa na me shira pa on to ngwa na me din de Saturday Ebony Wame Eugene Wasa Ohima Ewa Adens Adibewu Rana na Roma and me kimituri bo bi ato aka Kosibi Mabrowa Ewurade Yesu was Yesu Ewurade alongside Bishop Bernard Nyako.
That's it. Udina here. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Thomas. Good morning.
Hey, what about you?
Thomas, I don't know what sabbatical leave.
Okay, we go on and me buzaz. Hey, me na boko there. Okay, I hate you.
I was afraid I was born never. Obi abu. Ni pe tin obi abu. Afa no mo bo mabaso. Ba de jense. Yeah, now you see document in Africa now. They are part of the world now. No be can track na near the Kobenya Kophobia GD. Then there's any committee or without committee, that's all no resign. The great truth is, I say we need knowledge. That was then our can answer a hypocrite. Of the two, I mean, Penina, or for lack of knowledge, my people perish.
Yes, so Hosea.
After hypocrite, you see, I'm going to you know. I say, Otuo will be for the personal score